The General Adventuring Company is a fictional, silly, serious, violent, PG-16 adjacent production that is not for kids. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Welcome to the General Adventuring Company. Today is a mini-quest episode, which means new characters, new settings, and special guests. This time, it's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in my own homebrewed world setting of the Three Kingdoms with a little bit of a detective twist. I am Adam Sowards, your game master and host, and with me is the rest of our wonderful cast of co-hosts and players and special guests. Say hello, nerds!
Welcome to the show.
This week we are sponsored by EMP Studios, a multimedia content creation company that helps businesses and brands make cool stuff for the internet. Thank you, EMP Studios. And now we're going to be passing it off to our first wonderful guest, Dave from Nerdarchist. Please, hello, Dave. Welcome, and something that I can't intro, blah, blah, blah. Hello.
Hey, Adam. Thanks for having me, Adam and crew. I am Nerdarchist Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds. And today I am playing Goo'Naar, Gunner's son, a second generation pistoleer,
Yeah.
who learned from his pappy and has a vendetta against mages. So I'm hoping to be able to slay some mages today. And I'm playing a human, Battlemaster 5th level, and just happy to be here. You can find me at Nerdarchy at all the places.
Hell yes. And now on to our second guest, the one and the only, the artist extraordinaire, Apollo. Apollo, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm Apollo, your local animation student, and I'm playing Jackdaw, a level 5 human thief rogue who thinks sleeves are for losers. I made the overlay and character art for the podcast. It's really weird to be sitting inside my own drawing. Thank you so much. And if you want to commission me your own D&D party, or just, stare wistfully at my art, you can find me at Apollinaires on Insta and Twitter. Thank you again for having me.
Woo!
Hello, it is I, Maddie Wright. That was really dramatic. I will be playing Len O'Donoghue today, who is a level 5 monk fighter multi-class. And listen, Len's a pretty amiable guy, so you get on my bad side.
Ooh.
I'm certifiably scared.
Hey, I'm Julian Hermano, and today I'm playing Dezziel Vane, aka Dezzy. He is definitely an elf and not a drow. Not a drow in disguise. No. He's an elf. I'm winking. Bard. And you can find me in the dreams of criminals all over Merkesh. More like nightmares when I'm there. I'm a bad boy.
For all our audio listeners, that bad boy was wearing sunglasses. So it was an
That's
extra
how you can
cool.
tell he's a bad boy.
Exactly.
Right.
First rule of character design.
Hi, I'm Kaley, and I'm going to be playing Snitch, level 5 artificer and artillerist. I'm going to blow you up. Don't even test me about it. All right, so, I don't know what my fun fact's going to be. I just like to blow things up. You want to see my cannon? She's my baby. And Adam, take it away. Take it away from me, please.
I will take it. So, all right, everyone. We have reached the moment of sleuth. Once upon a crime, it's detective time. Fictional adventure. Oh! Today on the General Adventuring Company. In the criminal justice system of Merkesh, magical-based offenses are considered especially dangerous. In the city of Tarrodean, the dedicated guards who investigate these supernatural crimes are members of an elite squad known as the Sorcery Victims Unit. These are their stories. The first thing that you smell is lamp oil and a little bit of alcohol. The first thing that you feel is a little bit of that cold wind night air and the cobblestone beneath your feet. And the first thing that you hear is the sounds of a city at night and a little bit of that wind. And as you open your eyes, you see a street corner with a lamp post that is illuminated. It is night right now, and you can see the full moon above head with a little bit of clouds above. And this is in the middle of a city, a very bustling city in Merkesh called Tarrodean. And the architecture is a lot like Japanese architecture with a lot of sort of fancy roof tiles and sort of edge of roof designs on it. But first we just see this lamp at this corner. And at this corner are two students. You can tell that they're students by their robes. They have long, dark blue robes with a little bit of white accents, and one of them is pulling off a boot to dump a rock out of it. And they say, he's like, and so that's when she poured the cauldron on you. He's like, it was just a joke. He's like, well, it doesn't really seem like a joke. And he's like, well, okay, so I said, study, I hardly know her. And the other student's like, it's not a joke. Maybe if you said like studier, it would work. And he's like, shut up, man. It's a good joke. He's like, no, you shut up. And he's like, wait. Actually, shut up. What is that? And then the camera slowly turns towards this, where the street leads. And you see a circle, a joining of all of the roads at this sort of like circle square type area in the middle of this city. And there is a building in the middle of it which looks like a library and has very long tall windows that are about like 3 stories high. And you see the lights inside of it, normal yellow lights, dim, and then you see a green and yellow light come, and then it just explodes, and all of the glass and windows shatter from this library, and the two students fall onto their back like, call the guards, and then chung chung, and then the music plays of whatever sort of music is going to play here. Detective music, I don't know. And then we cut to our first group of detectives. The camera starts in this alleyway, and we see various fantasy trash cans and things like that. This is still medieval fantasy, people. And we see about 4 people in the alleyway. And can you each describe your character and what you are doing at this moment?
Dezziel Vane, Dezzy for short, has a guy, some little piece of scum by the collar, holding him against the wall of the alleyway. I've got my dagger out and I say, listen, punk, I used to be a little shit like you. And then you know what happened?
Yeah.
I got my ass beat! And now I'm part of the force. What?
You became a pig, that's what you became.
I became a badass!
I ain't telling you shit, Daisy. He spits at you.
Oh, you're gonna regret that. Hey, boys! We got a little guy who might squeal.
What? No, not them. And then I assume the other 2 characters come around the corner.
And Dezzy, for appearance, by the way, he is a pale elf-like person with greased black hair, dark sunglasses, even though it is nighttime. Classy dress, but the buttons are very far down and the sleeves are rolled up. And he's holding them as his buddies come up behind.
Awesome.
Coming into this alleyway is a pretty tall, skinny bean of a person, who's just like a little unsettling. He has like messy blonde hair at the top of his head and like a crooked smile and a whole bunch of crooked teeth on in there too. And he walks up, just like a little spoopy, like he almost glides instead of walking. And he looks up and he's like, hey, so Dezzy, looks like you got a friend there. You need a little bit of help?
Yeah, wipe the blood off your knuckles and we can get on to the next one.
And I look at the person that Dezzy's holding up by the collar, and I'm gonna like also tip my sunglasses because only cool guys wear cool glasses at night. And I'm gonna be like, hey friend. And I stare at him, unblinking. You know, if you just tell us what we gotta know, we don't have to do this, right? Do you feel me?
Yeah, no, I ain't telling you nothing.
Well, yeah, I'll clean up the blood this time.
Yeah, Goo'Naar follows Len in. He's tall and slender, wearing kind of like a cowboy hat. He's got spurs on the back of his boots that sometimes make noise, and he kind of like walks up to them, has them in the peripheral, tips his hat down, turns on his heel, as he leans back against the wall, you hear the metal of the breastplate clang against the wall, and puts up one leg, kind of tucks his chin down, is chewing on a toothpick. Well, it looks like you got you again, Turk. What's it gonna be? Does Len get rough with you, or are you gonna talk?
Damn you, Goo'Naar.
You have until the count of 3, and I'm starting at 2.
All right.
2.
All right, I'll tell you. You don't have to count. Look, okay. It's just. All right, I'll give you the location. All right. And
I let him go.
So you let him slide down the wall, and he slides down. It's like, dirty cops. And as this is happening, you hear a little. It sounds like some sort of metal flapping, or a door that needs to be oiled. And then you see this bird land on a fantasy trash can nearby, and it is as you maybe carriages are going by that have lights on them or torches or lanterns on them. As the darkness happens, it looks like a bird, but as a carriage goes by with some light, you see the light reflect off, and it is indeed a mechanical bird, or at least some sort of magical contraption, one of a very special scientist's design that helps out the S.V.U. And it has a little note tied to its leg, and it has a red ribbon around it, meaning very important.
Hey guys, looks like we got a code red.
So guess we should probably go, right? Let's head on out.
Hang on. I don't think we should be so lackadaisical. I look at the piece of shit on the ground. Hey,
and then you
pal.
look next to him and you see Turk.
Hey, Turk.
Yeah?
I want you to remember that the S.V.U. rules this streets.
Yeah.
And we have got a job to do. I look to my buddies and I say, all right, boys, take the sunglasses off, revealing a pair of pale gray eyes. This is gonna be a tough job. Let's wing it.
So Goo'Naar,
Because it's a bird.
Goo'Naar pulls the toothpick from between his teeth, and then his hand kind of brushes a bandolier of 4 pistols as he brings it down towards his hip where another pair of pistols are, and then he flicks his palm up and then flicks the toothpick at Turk. I guess we'll see you around, partner.
Awesome. Can you give me a sleight of hand or something that you're good at, Goo'Naar, to flick your toothpick?
That is a 14.
Awesome. So I feel like maybe it lands somewhere fun on Turk. Where would you like it to land, or stick or something like that?
It sticks right in his left nostril.
Amazing. So he's you flick it and it bounces off the ground, and he's he's
You ever have a bug fly up your nose? It's totally that.
Ow.
That's gonna itch for an hour.
He's God, I hate S.V.U. And then we see our 3 characters walking away, and then we cut to our other 2 members of the Sorcery Victims Unit. We cut to a laboratory of sorts, which is very strange for the medieval world, but this is a combination of old and then this sort of magical tech. This is very, very rare. This is probably the only place like this in the world, where we see a bunch of tables and interesting instruments and these tubes going around shooting different letters, but it is still at night. And then we see maybe there's it probably looks like maybe it's in a basement, I would assume. So I'm assuming there's little stairs that come down. And is there any other details about this lab, Snitch, that you would like to throw in?
It's just very early steampunk. There's a lot of unfinished products going around. You see something half finished over here. That kind of looks like a leg. That, I don't know, but I think it's got eyes, and I'm pretty sure it's watching me. Just little things all over the place. This place is cluttered to all heck.
Amazing.
And Snitch is just hunched over her little desk. She has a little magic wand that she's just doing things with. She's got her goggles on. Yeah.
Cool.
Jackdaw is probably trying to pace, but it's very hard. So she settles for arranging any mechanical hand she sees into a middle finger.
And I will note that every time you touch something that she is working on, you hear her voice echo from it, and it says, "Don't touch that."
like a pre-recorded message, or you say that?
No, it's a pre-recorded message that is imbued into every one of her tools and the items
Amazing.
that she's working on. So just every time you touch it, she goes, "Don't touch that. Don't touch that.
Oh,
Don't touch that."
every time, and she just starts poking it to just get the message over and over again.
Don't touch that. Don't touch that.
It's a very cool hip new song. Jackdaw, could you describe your
touch it.
character?
Jackdaw is pacing. She is a human. And she is wearing this green cloak with a big hood, and her hair is very short. Clearly she cut it herself. Not a very patient person, doesn't have a lot of time. And sleeves are for losers. So she's wearing a little tank top where the little badge that they have is probably pinned very loosely and it wobbles a lot. She's got crossbow bolts on her hip, and she's got a bunch of secret pockets with a bunch of things. She's the type of character where if you asked them to put all their weapons down, they'd start shaking out their shoes and turning around and shaking out their coat, and a whole mountain of things, including a hunting trap, would come out.
Amazing.
Yeah, so tan human woman, looking early 20s, very scarred, very impatient, a little angry.
So I feel like so Jackdaw's eyes are probably like focused on what Snitch is working on right now, because that's the reason that you're here, correct?
And she's complaining. She's like, "Oh, if it wasn't for my bolts malfunctioning, I would be on the job right now. So can you please hurry up before I miss another one?"
And then the camera pans over to Snitch. And Kaley, could you please describe your character?
Yeah, Snitch is completely enveloped in her work. She loves it so. She is not listening at all, and she's paying attention to this little crossbow. She has rather pale skin, but just absolutely covered, decked out head to toe in freckles. She has bright green eyes that you cannot see under her bright green, obnoxious goggles that she has on over her eyes. She has wild, flaming hair, just the wildest curly friggin' what's her name from Brave? Merida. It's like Merida went to Florida and the heat and humidity got to her hair.
Merida went to Florida.
It's singed in a couple places. She's just got like grease and like burn marks all over her face around where her goggles are. So when she lifts up her goggles, she's still got the pale skin. She's just got this nice little outline. She's like, "What?"
I just said to hurry up, okay? I don't have a lot of time right now, and I'm already missing a job. I feel like I'm missing out. And can you shut up your things? I keep tripping, and they keep saying the thing in your voice, and it's confusing, and I don't like it.
Stop touching them.
She kind of looks down. The floor is very platted, and she's like, "That's very difficult right now.
There's things all over the floor.
That's very difficult."
Amazing.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
I was gonna ask her what she was doing anyway. Like, don't make it worse.
I made it in the first place. You think I'm gonna make it worse? I'm gonna make it even more beautiful than it was before.
I don't care about aesthetics. Will it function the same way it used to?
I don't care what it looks like. It's gonna be beautiful.
Oh, I see. Right.
Can I get some details from everyone about what we think that the S.V.U's badge or signifying thing looks like? For Apollo and Dave, I asked for like details and suggestions about just descriptions about like the environment or like NPCs and things like that. So we can like collaborate and like create these things together. Let's just start throwing around some ideas what we think this S.V.U badge looks like.
Maddie's so ready.
Okay, so I think the base shape of it looks like a medieval shield kind of thing.
Oh, fun.
And I feel like it's definitely like a little pin, some sort of like metal thing. I don't know what's on it though.
Okay. So we got like a shield base. Any other ideas of like maybe colors or things that are on it?
I was
would love-
envisioning the shield as well, but also like the oversized V in the center of it.
Yeah!
With the smaller letters on either side.
Dope.
I love that.
About Paula, you were gonna say something?
I was gonna say it's kind of I like warm, so brass or gold.
Cool.
I dig that.
Awesome. All right. I feel like that's I think enough for this. So we got like a shield looking thing with like a big V and a small S and U on the side, and it is this like bronze copper looking badge that signifies that you are part of the Sorcery Victims Unit. And chung chung. And then we so everyone has those badges, and as Jackdaw and Snitch are in this underground laboratory, you hear a little door open, and then the door shuts, and you hear little feet coming down the stairs, and you see a little orange kobold, and he's like, hello, Snitch, I think you've got some message that you need to go to somewhere. It's a very important. And he hands you a little, you see a little orange kobold who hands you a letter that has a red ribbon on it, which you know is very important.
Oh shit. I'm gonna stand over her shoulder and look at it.
She kind of doesn't really look over, but she like puts her hand up over her shoulder. Like, gimme.
Okay. And he hands you the little letter.
He hands you?
And he's like, all right.
She takes it. She puts the wand in her mouth that she was just using to like do her magical fixings with, and she's just kind of holding it. She starts undoing it, and she opens it up and reads what's inside.
So we see probably Jackdaw looking over Snitch's shoulder at this letter, and then maybe you guys' eyes go wide, and then we cut to to Library Circle, which is what we saw at the beginning of the game, which we see down in the corner is like, it sounds like a typewriter sound. It's like Library Circle, 12:35 a.m. Public Library C, and we see that same sort of circle where a bunch of streets are meeting, and then at the center of the circle, there is a building that's sort of like 3 stories, has very long, tall windows, but all of the glass is broken from the windows. And we see there's a bunch of like lanterns on poles that have been set around this building, and they have tinted glass in them, where some is red and some is blue, so that it gives off that sort of like cop vibe, because, you know, this is medieval fantasy. They don't have like cop tape and stuff like that, and like do not cross. So they use these lanterns to let people know, like, hey, stay away. And there's a plenty of Tarrodean watchmen, which are, you know, guards and that sort of medieval police, and they're just standing around and keeping people away. And we see the 2 groups converge on this location, where we see a bunch of watchmen and other people around. You also see that there is a person in very fancy, important robes, which you know is probably someone from the academy. The academy is the local sort of like school and magic school. It's like very fancy, important. It's not in the city, but they have these libraries there. So there's a fancy academy person here talking to the captain of the normal watch people, not of the Sorcery Victims Unit, but they're usually the people that contact you to come in for something. And you know them as Captain Tanaka, and they are a purple half-orc woman. So you all converge on each other before you have like crossed the street to go over there.
Well. Looks like we got some youngsters on the job as well, huh?
It's been 5 years.
Look, you're young compared to me, Jackdaw, alright?
I die like 700 years before you do. I think there should be some sort of percentile thing.
Either way, it's nice to see you, kid. It's nice to see. Glad to see you.
Appreciated. Now, tell the other person that's with us the same thing. I feel like you're leaving her out.
Hey, Snitch, how you doing?
Oh, I ain't been here that long, but I ain't got nothing to prove neither.
I understood like half of that. All right, guys. How we feeling? This looks like a pretty bad case.
Well,
yeah, I didn't get a
seeing
good
as
look at
Snitch
it.
just rolled up when we did, That eliminates one possibility.
That's valid.
So we got another
Let's see here.
arsonist, another explosives fanatic hanging around in our city, huh?
I was gonna correct you, but you switched it to fanatic, and I like that better. Yeah, probably. Think it was magic? I want to take a look. How close can we get? Is it still bursting? Is it still burning? Is it still hot?
There is, you do not see any sort of fire or anything like that. It just looks like the windows broke. But you are across the street, and you do see that the Captain Tanaka, the purple half-orc woman, she sort of like clocks you all arriving, and she's talking to this important robed person, and she's just kind of like waves him away, and then like walks back, or like walks to the other side of the watch people, and she kind of like waves you all down.
Captain Tanaka, pleasure to see you. Ignore Len's flask.
Hey,
Take this
Dezziel.
very
I
seriously.
very sneakily put my flask in my pocket. It's a great evening, except for the windows bursting, huh?
Can I get just 2 details about Captain Tanaka, the purple half-orc woman? Just some sort of like physical or something like that. I already got a voice for her, but something about her appearance.
One broken tusk.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yes.
She
I like
has her sleeves rolled up, and on them, she's got some kind of half sleeve tattoo.
Nice.
Not sure what it is. Can anyone help me out?
A rhinoceros stampede.
Yeah!
Yes.
It's very colorful and cool.
Awesome. So yeah, so you see Captain Tanaka, the purple half-orc, who has a broken tusk, and their sleeves are rolled up, and on one arm you see a sort of sleeve tattoo. They put their hands on their hips, and they're like, "Gotta tell you all, it's a fucking mess. It got a diplomatic goddamn nightmare here." And she kind
Don't
of,
even get me started about the bureaucracy, Captain.
This
But
is-
we're not here to do paperwork. We're here to catch thieves and plant trees. I lost the rhyme.
you know,
I'm sorry.
I mean, I like where your head's at, Dezzy. I like where your head's at. But, you know,
It started strong, but like I think it sort of stumbled and then fell over face first into the dirt
Don't
potentially.
I mean-
I've been in this course a long time.
that's what the S.V.U is all about. Falling on your face head first. But you know what? We say you save people's lives, and that's what I appreciate. So, obviously, we're gonna have to do paperwork, but I want to do less because we got old goddamn magistrate over here, and she hooks her thumb over at the robed person, which is a magistrate, which is a very important person in the academy, sort of like politics of the place. And they're like, since it's an academy library, they think they got jurisdiction, so they want to wait till morning. But, you know, first people on the scene says that we got some people that might be in trouble in there, so I don't want to wait for anything to get worse, all right? So I think we just
we
need to go
saw
in
there's
there.
civilians involved.
Yeah.
That's a pretty high stakes situation.
Yeah, so here's the situation. Apparently, at about midnight, about 12 o'clock, there was some sort of explosion inside of the library, but there wasn't any fire or any sort of residue. Just kind of broke the windows. And the witnesses say, and the first people on the scene said that something weird was going on inside. We got our first officer on the scene, Gills. He just shut the door because he thought he saw something magical. So no one's been in and no one's been out. So we got the scene pretty clean and fresh for you all to handle. So unfortunately, we don't know what's going on. That's why we called you all. Because, you know, we don't really deal with magic. I mean, you kind of look around and you would see that in this area, probably only the magistrate and maybe some of yourselves are only the people that would have magic. Magic happens to like maybe 1 in 1,000 people. So it's very rare to have it. So that means it's even more rare to interact with it, especially as a guard. So they just they're out of their element here. So that's what Captain Tanaka tells to you all.
All right.
I mean,
Go
I
ahead.
can take a look if we want someone quiet to do that. I don't want to go bursting down the door before we...
Ooh, but I really want to go in. I want to see everything.
Snitch your backup, okay? Your explosives, that's a last resort, especially if there are civilians involved. You understand that, right?
also got a real good eye. Just saying.
Captain Tanaka looks over at the magistrate. She's like, I could, talk to him, maybe kind of distract him. You guys can sneak on in, just start getting to work. We can't wait till morning. The people could get hurt. So just, I'll distract them. You guys go on in. All right.
All right.
You keep him busy. Jackdaw, you take point. Eyes up, kid, and I'm gonna give you a D8 of Bardic Inspiration. You can add to some rolls if you want.
Thank you. A D8.
Wait, yeah.
Why do I even...
Indeed.
I'll just track it.
And Captain Tanaka walks over to the magistrate and unless people want to ask her something before she goes, she walks over to the magistrate and starts distracting them and turning around so that they have to look in the opposite direction of where you all are.
Can I sneak on ahead?
Yeah, you can, I would say you guys don't have to roll stealth since the other watchmen around here are all the city of Tarrodean watchmen. They know that you guys are S.V.U, so they don't give a flying shit that you're going in. So then the magistrate is distracted, so you guys don't have to roll. But what does everyone want to do?
Draw my bayonet pistols and head for the door.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah, I would like to note that she did not have this on her when she was in the lab, but Snitch has donned her gigantic cannon that is just chilling on her back. She's got a big strap, and it's about the size. It goes from her knees to just above her head.
Cool. So it's
she's
like
got that hanging out
a
on her
4-foot cannon or something like
bazooka.
that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just casually. All right.
Me with my light crossbow that's totally appropriately sized, just to each their own, I suppose, I guess. Yeah, fine.
It's like, well, can I have a bigger weapon?
What is that? What? All right, let's go.
So, what is Dezziel and Donahue doing?
I'm gonna go and probably right up next to Desi be like, all right, what's our plan here? I'm gonna follow you as usual.
I put the sunglasses in my shirt, and I say, listen, Len, this is a night job. I like night jobs. Don't get to do them every day. Better for my eyes and easily sunburned skin.
Yes.
But if we get in trouble, you got my back, as always, all right?
Of course I do. You know it. You know it.
I know it. And one more thing, watch out for the kid. There's a lot of potential in her, and I just want to make sure she doesn't get in over herself.
Yeah, nah, we got it. All right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Walk in after him.
I would say, probably before Tanaka walked away, just retroactively, they probably looked towards each of you and said a thing. First, they looked at Desi, and they're like, nice glasses, as always. And they're like, stay out of trouble, right?
Hey, trouble finds me, and I'm always ready to give it a kiss on the lips.
I mean, however you want to phrase it, we all know about your past. And Tanaka turns towards Donahue, and they're like, Donnie, just try to stay sober, all right?
Doing my best, boss. And I walk away, and I
second
again
that.
stick the flask right back in my pocket.
And they look towards Goo'Naar, and they're like, kind of lean in. They're like, we haven't heard any more word about the wizard, but we'll keep you updated. I haven't got any new reports, but gives you a sympathetic look.
Respect, Captain.
Of course, with you being on the force as long as you've been on there, we look out for each other.
As a thank you, I'll try and see that there's as little as paperwork as possible when we're done here.
She just kind of hey, just kind of widens her eyes. She's like, I mean, what's Merkesh without mountains of paperwork? Am I right? And then they look towards Jackdaw, and they're like, I think someone, I think one of the Cliff Danes showed up. We turned him away. I think they were asking about you, but we turned them away real quick.
I appreciate that. Better, yeah. Please make sure it stays that way. Maybe forever. Thank you.
Yeah. We got the note on the desk to turn them around. It's a big circle with an arrow. So
Means a lot,
yeah,
thanks.
no worries. And I feel like as you're all walking up, they look towards Snitch as they're talking. They're like, try not to blow anything up, all right?
Tell my dad if I die, he can't touch my stuff. And then I walk away.
What? So you all, how would you all like to enter the library? Jackdaw, I think you are first, so
I am first. One of my magic items, obviously the crossbow, but I do also have some goggles of night. Because
nice.
I decided that magical items, she's not a big fan of them. She likes her own skills, but that's a thing she can't do. So she's going to put some on. And does second story work as a rogue? Allow me to just go in through a window?
I mean, yeah, you can totally just hop in through a window if you like.
Everyone else is going through a door. I don't like crowds,
I would say that though there was like a explosion in here, there is still light inside of the building. The lights have not gone out.
Huh. Okay. That's fair.
So you just like to hop through a
Yeah,
window?
sure.
Cool. How does everyone else want to get into the library?
I'm gonna send a message cantrip over to Jackdaw and say, Jackdaw, you can reply to this message telepathically. Let us know if you see anything dangerous, okay? Otherwise, we're just gonna head in through the door, most likely.
Am I percepting in that case?
Yeah, sure.
Is everyone holding for me to report?
What is everyone else doing?
Heading for the door.
Cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm just straight up walking in through the front door.
Awesome. Amazing. So Desi's like,
gonna-
all right, we got a plan. Everyone's like, just walk it. Donahue.
I think I'm gonna look at Dezzy, and then I'm gonna look at everybody else walking in. I'm gonna look back to Dezzy.
Just go with them. Go with them.
Ah, right, yeah, sure.
You're our
And
brawler.
I'm gonna go
We
in with
need you.
kind of trailing at the end and walking like super casually, like that kind of hiding in plain sight thing.
Amazing.
Both hands in pockets?
Yep.
Nice.
Are you whistling?
Nah.
Compromising my stealth.
Minus
so
one to yourself.
I would say definitely that Jackdaw, you at least have a few seconds before people jump.
Okay.
Before people open
That's
the door.
16 on perception.
Amazing. So you jump through, and on the inside, it looks like literally nothing has happened in here. If you enter through the front door, just to give you all a visual of what the inside of this looks like, it's a so the front two big doors, there is a straight sort of hallway lining down, and the hallways consisted of like the ends of bookshelves. And then once you go down this short hallway, there is a front desk, and then a big, huge, middle spiraling bookcase that goes up these 3 stories. They're all very, very tall bookcases everywhere, very big aisles, very fantasy library, magical wonder-esque. And so you come
But
in.
no damage.
No books out of place or things falling off. The lanterns are still lit, but the thing that you do notice when you jump through is that there is a glow coming from just before the front desk, and there's a person that is sort of like almost like frozen there in place, but the top half of their body has been like ribboned away, like reality wise. Like it's not like someone like ripped their body off. It's like it's something that's altering reality, and their body is sort of like ribboning away. It looks like they're frozen in time, and the ribbon is kind of slowly making its way. It's not moving now, but it's going in the direction of where there is a floating book that is just floating in the center of the room, and it has this greenish, yellowish glow, and it's just kind of floating and slowly sort of rotating in the center of the room. And with that perception, you notice that there's no title, there's no author on this book, and there is a metal lock that goes around the book that is open, and there's something that is missing from the lock. Like there's like a circular indentation where something should be, and it's not there. So that is what you see.
I'm gonna relay it to the group, and I'm gonna start the
I
message
guess
with
to Dezzy.
well, it's magical. That's kind of for sure. There's disembodiment potentially going on. I don't know how else to phrase it.
How many
I'll see it
goons,
in a-
Jackdaw? How many goons are in there?
No goons.
No goons.
And then the doors open, and Goo'Naar, Donahue, and Snitch walk in. And you
Take a look at this.
You see the exact same scene before you. So like hallway distance wise, if the door is where you are on the south, and the front desk is on the far north. The body is in the middle, and then the book is in like closer to the desk.
Well, you don't see that every day.
Yeah, that's kind of our line of work.
Arcana check?
Yeah, sure. Give me an Arcana check, Snitch.
16.
Okay, cool. So I would say that. Do you think you probably have like some sort of like magic vision goggles or something like that maybe you would have, or something? Or is this just like thinking back to your magical knowledge that you have?
I think it would be neat if my goggles did stuff like that.
Okay,
my
cool.
goggles. So I picked my magical item is the eyes of minute seeing, which is supposed to give me
Ooh.
advantage on investigation. But
I mean,
if you're cool with it, I can have like adjusted them and been like, what if it helps me with magic things? Like, and then it's just like good at seeing things. I
okay,
don't know.
yeah. Let's say it maybe it has a sort of a faulty sort of switch on it that sometimes helps you with magic and sometimes doesn't. It's like sometimes
Okay,
like
cool.
you haven't quite figured that part out, so to not make the item broken. So this little switch
I
works.
see all.
So this little switch works this time finally, and it's kind of like a little bit of a detect magic. And you look around in this area, and it looks like there's a lot of residual sort of like if you were like a CSI person, there's a lot of residual little flakes of magic on the floor from whatever sort of explosion this was, but it's like they're just like slowly fading away. It's just residual. But you see that there's like a tether of magic sort of tethered from this person to this book, and then this book is very bright with pretty much all of the different schools of magic are coming from this book, and but it seems like there's no like magical trap or anything like that in here. But from that, you don't know how you know this, because this is not just like something you would look at and know, but you just get the thought in your head that the book wants to take you somewhere. That's just the thought that just is implanted in your head when you're looking at all of this. And you can choose to share that with the group if you'd like.
So when she activates her goggles, I feel like she's got them up on her forehead. They're kind of holding her hair back. And she lowers them down, and she looks, and she hits the switch. And she hits the switch. And she bops it a couple times, and she shakes her head, and then she's like, oh, there we go. And then she looks at it, and she kind of like goes, ooh, okay, all right.
Snitch, what's the deal?
Don't touch it, but I think it wants to go somewhere.
What?
And I'll kind of elaborate on that and describe what I'm seeing.
I guess you could also tell that if you disrupted whatever sort of spell is going on with this person, it would kill them. It would not unribbon them, it would kill them, because in the current state they are ribboned out. So if you undid this spell or disrupted it somehow, they would just be that and then flop to the floor. So
I'm gonna convey that. That seems like important information.
Wait, you're telling me this person is like stuck between time or planes or something?
I don't know.
Looks it. I mean,
Sure. I don't know. I think they're in the book. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
That
I
doesn't
don't know.
explain what caused the explosion. Sorry, go ahead, Goo'Naar.
I don't know nothing about none of that, but maybe we should put a tarp under them, just in case. You know, things go wrong often.
Hey,
Amazing.
always thinking
Eh?
practically. I like that, Goo'Naar. Let's do it.
All right.
I would also say I do this in the normal campaign, but I think this is fun too. For like your adventurers packs and explorers pack stuff, I think it's more fun to just have like charges that you can use. So it's like everyone has like 4 charges, and then you can just use a charge to have a thing that you would realistically have in your pack. So if you wanted to pull out a literal tarp, you could use one of your charges and then just pull out that tarp.
an
if you want.
oversized oiled leather tarp. He pulls out and begins
Amazing.
laying, because this just happens.
It happens.
It happens.
Awesome. So you lay out this tarp around this person, and I would say you could probably tell that this is like it looks like they're wearing like overalls. And it looks like they're probably a janitor, because you can also see the bottom of the mop. But I mean that's also being sort of like spiraled off, so you just see like the bottom of the mop on the floor. Even though it's a mop and it's on carpet, it's confusing. Whatever. So they yeah, that's what you see.
Snitch. Hey, what do you think? Does that look about right for the splatter? Like, I mean, so we don't get the carpet.
Move it like a hair down. And to right. Yeah, right. Stop, right there. Yeah, that's good. That'll get it. All right.
I'm
Just in
concerned how we're
case.
planning for the worst right now, but
That's the way things work on the Force, kid. You know this. You've been here for 5 years.
and yet you still call me kid. Anyway, one more thing I've noticed: there's no title of the book, no author either. Are the pages blank?
Do you want to touch the book? It is shut.
I do not want to touch the book. Oh,
Yes.
it's shut.
Yes, it is shut right now.
Huh.
I think we investigate the rest of this place first.
True.
Because whoever might have done this might have left some other clues.
It doesn't look like anything though, just the window shatter.
Yeah, I would
looks
say
real
with
bummer.
Jackdaw, with your earlier perception, you did not notice anything else of note in the library.
Yeah, so she's gonna start pacing again. She's gonna be like, well, something of that magnitude that would grab the window like that would probably wreck a few of the bookshelves at least. Maybe topple some furniture, but no, everything looks just like it always does, I suppose. I don't go into libraries much, but I'm assuming.
So this is some type of something that can impact maybe living things, but not inanimate objects.
Unless
Glass.
a window's
Glass.
a living thing.
I mean,
Glass. Yeah, you're right.
True.
huh.
Can I do an investigation on just the room, I guess? I guess it would be perception because I don't know what I'm looking for.
What exactly are you trying to deduce or find?
Clues?
I would say, I would just say from earlier, you don't have to. It seems
Okay.
like what is in
Just
front of
not
you
really.
is all that there is here.
I could.
It's like, it's sort of barren of clues, which is like, concerning a little bit, but that means that it's also simple.
Well, the book's at fault. Could I know locks. I'm good at locks. Could I try and see if I can tell what disrupted this lock? Like, because the book was locked, wasn't it?
Yes.
And now there's...
I would say you don't have to roll for that. It's just like you would have this lock knowledge.
kind of squinting at it.
I think the thing that stands out to you most is that there is something missing from that indentation. There is something that should be like maybe like a circular something or whatever that should be there, and probably the removal of that unlocked the book.
Right.
And you do
Huh.
not see that anywhere in the library.
It's kind of round. It looks kind of like a... I'm assuming it's that shaped, what it's missing, but it's not around. Do you think it's in his pockets or something? Do you think he has anything to do with it? Could be collateral.
Do we dare
mean-
to touch him?
What if he's...
How about we look around
Donahue?
the building and then
Yeah,
come back
so-
to that?
So this is the only person that's in this room currently other than us, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. I would like to approach the library desk. That was a
Mhm.
thing too, right? And I want to see if there's some sort of like a people check it out books list, or like a
Yes.
person checking in at the time of the explosion kind of thing.
Okay, yeah. So I would say you pull up the little book, and you can tell that the library normally closes at say 11. But it looks like they normally stay open a little bit later. Because you see the like this same name kind of keeps popping up that seems to stay late or something, and the name is Petunia. But yeah, I would say, yeah, you see that name sort of popping up as like kind of like staying late. But then this is just like book checkout stuff. This isn't like, oh, who was here or the staff or something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah.
All right.
What is the orientation of the janitor? Like, can we tell from the ribbony effect, like which way they're facing? Were they looking at the book? Were they looking away?
It looks like they were facing away. Like it looks like their position that they were in looks like a relaxed position. But since like the top half of it isn't there, you can't quite get a specific. But they definitely were looking away from the book.
And how high is the book hovering?
Probably about like torso height, so maybe about like 4 feet in the air.
And is there any tables or desks nearby?
Just the front desk. But that's still like 4 feet away from it. Can someone give me an intelligence or investigation, just like 1 or 2 people?
19, 15 plus 4.
25, 18 plus 7.
Amazing.
Impeccable.
So you both realize at the same moment, with the information that you've all gotten, it seems like the answer, even though it does not seem like the smartest thing in the world, it seems that the answer lies wherever this book is going to take you.
All right. Well,
I guess we touch the book.
Wait, we do what?
Touch that book. Give it a go.
know,
Cool.
Magical mayhem once again.
I agree with Snitch. For once, it feels like
Ha ha ha! You hear that?
For
Someone take a
once-
record. Someone
for
take a
once-
record. Someone
I
write
got
this
it.
down.
All right. Jackdaw agreed with Snitch. I have it recorded now.
Did you write that on your
First
hand?
time.
Or did you have
Yes,
like
I
a
did.
notebook? Okay.
never wash that hand, I guess.
Bold of you
Look,
to assume I do in the first place.
I never want
Exactly.
to high five you or shake hands with you ever again in my life. We going for it?
Give it a
I
good
mean,
punch.
yeah. Listen, I got it. I'm gonna turn around and start approaching the book. I'm going to very stealthily slip my flask in my pocket. I'm gonna look at the book, take a little swig. And is it at the point where I can just like touch it? Do I have to jump and touch it?
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
wanna
it's
touch
it's
it
like it's
too.
like 4 feet high. So
Cool.
It's like
1-800 touch that book.
Cool.
1-800 touch that book.
All right, so you
Touch
touch Donahue, you touch the book and you're gone.
Oh, Snitch
What the-
runs up and whacks that book good. She's giggling like a crazy person.
And so you slap the
She
book.
goes,
And as
oh
soon
my
as it,
gosh!
as soon as it
She
connects,
slaps it.
as you slap it, and then you hear like the little echo of your laugh as you are gone.
I guess I'm gonna look at Dezzy for encouragement, shrug my shoulders, and do the same.
And then you're gone.
I'm flipping him off as I'm going to. How about that? It's
Hey, what's the
affectionate.
big idea? All right.
It means I love you.
Yeah, and he'll be more tempted to follow me to tell me off. So
Seeing the Jackdaw went in, I used one of my pack charges to take out a tarp, and I put it underneath the book. Just
Amazing.
regulation, Goo'Naar. You know, we know this.
Yeah.
Shall we?
I walk up to the book, tip my hat. Oh, fuck, and I put my hand on it.
And then Goo'Naar is gone.
Last person left in the room. All right. My Lolth's hairy anus, let's do this! And I put my hand on the book.
And then everything goes black when you go into wherever this is. And what sounds like really loud, like turning of pages, there's a sound of that. And then suddenly everything goes white. And then it sounds like there's a little bit of ringing in your ears. And as you open your eyes, the first thing you see is a beautiful blue sky with wonderful fluffy clouds and a white tower, white brick tower with a red, beautiful tiled roof. And you see a long thing of hair coming out of this tall tower, and you see at the bottom a person getting off of a horse in armor, and it is a woman in armor, and begins to climb the hair. And you see at the top the person's whose hair it belongs to comes out, and it's the beard of a man, and he's like sort of waves down at the woman climbing up the hair. And then the camera turns a little bit, and we see a carriage that is made out of a butternut squash. It is a very large carriage made out of a butternut squash that has horses pulling it. And you turn around behind you, and there's a very large, what looks like overgrown stalk of some kind, and it's going off huge proportions, shooting off into the sky. And you can see just barely in the clouds that on the top of this root there is a pumpkin. And as you look to the right, there is a dark black tree that has beautiful red, delicious looking apples that has a fence around it with signs posted around. And you are in this middle of this circle-ish cobblestone courtyard of this beautiful scene in front of you. And in the center of this cobblestone area, there is a door that does not match this like aesthetic. It is very dark and grim and like heavy looking. And as you all appear together, you don't appear one at a time, you all appear together, and you see that you all don't really match the aesthetic of this world either. It's almost like you're in a different color palette, you and this door. And what is your guys' reactions to this, I guess?
Oh my god. Are we in a children's book?
There are one too many pastels for my liking. Like, desaturate the sky maybe by like a little bit, and maybe I'll feel a little bit more at ease, but...
You hear sunglasses back on.
Yeah.
You hear birds tweeting, and like, you hear something off in the distance.
Oh my god.
As soon as I appear,
God,
I'm like,
nature!
What are you saying, Maddie?
yeah, as soon as I appear, I'm like, oh god, no, and I put my sunglasses back on too. And I'm like, yeah, it's too bright, and I my flask is still in my hand. I take a little swig, and I'm like, no.
Oh, he's hungover, isn't he? Oh no.
Who's the closest humanoid to us? Is it the lady climbing the beard?
No, that's they're pretty far away, but you do see that around this door there seems to be a pig in overalls and a donkey just kind of like hanging around. But the first thing that happens is when you all appear and just sort of like take all of this in, you hear, "Once upon a time, 5 villains appeared in the fairy tale land, in a place that they did not belong. So they decided to go over and take an apple from the butcher tree." And you all feel your bodies begin to move.
What?
And it feels as if you're not commanding your bodies to move, and they're starting, and you can feel yourself struggling against it. And I would like everyone to either make a wisdom or strength saving throw.
God dang it, Adam.
Oh no, Snitch.
A 1, amazing.
Now,
So Jackdaw and Snitch, you both failed. But Dezzy, Donahue, and Goo'Naar, you are able to wrest control, and you like probably walk a couple of steps, but then you just sort of like fall to the ground or wrest control away from whatever this strange force is. And then you hear the voice again being like, "I said, once upon a time, you went to the tree and ate the apple." And Snitch and Jackdaw, you're still moving towards it. And as you're going to reach for this delicious red apple, you see that the tree itself kind of lowers one of its branches to like help you do that.
Jackdaw's like, help, I don't...
I want to shoot the apple.
Amazing. Give me
Snitch
a
failed.
sorry.
Snitch failed so hard that she's just like, I could really use an apple right now. like she's
Amazing. Like,
just
yeah.
totally gone.
elbows her.
Amazing.
I'm gonna give Goo'Naar bardic inspiration. You got this. And then.
Oh, I had the bardic inspiration, didn't I? And I didn't use it on the thing. It's
right.
fine.
That's all right. And then, with my action, I'm gonna run over, I'm gonna mage hand towards the apple, and I'm gonna use the mage hand to throw the apple into the distance.
Amazing. So I would say, so another person rolled a little bit, rolled just under you, Dezzy. Actually, someone else. So you do that. You mage hand the apple away from Jackdaw, and it flies. Or was it Snitch? Which one did you do?
I was going for Jackdaw's
Okay, so Jackdaw's apple flies away, and then we see this person in robes just sort of like bat away the apple from Snitch, and then sort of like look up into the air, and it's an elf who has like spectacles on, and they say, they lived happily ever after the end, and looked up towards the sky, and then you hear the voice being like, well, shit. And then you don't hear the voice anymore. And Jackdaw and Snitch, you are in control. You feel the control come back into release from your body, and you see this elf standing in front of you that looks to be in librarian robes and has spectacles on. And can I get 2 more details about them?
Hair on top of the head in a messy bun.
Yes. And there's a wand stuck through it. If they use a wand or a pen or something.
Okay. And wand. Okay, so yeah, so you see this elf who has a messy bun on top of their head with a wand through it. And they're like, oh dear, I do hope you're all right.
I aim at him. I'm like, what's going on?
Please, I'm trying to help you.
Well,
I'm gonna jump in front of Jackdaw and just be like, whoa.
Well, I wasn't gonna shoot him.
Right. I
wasn't supposed to know that.
So, you're all not from here, correct?
No.
Good to see some familiar faces. I'm my name is Elphias Diddering. I'm the librarian at the library.
Well, how glad are you to see us? And I kind of like pluck the badge. Apparently some sorceress activities have gone on, and we find you at the center. Explain yourself.
Well, I guess good to have you all here. And he looks at the badges that you all have. He's like, good to have the Sorcery Victims Unit on the case. Perhaps we should walk away from the tree. And he walks away from the tree, and you see that there's signs around the tree that says like, "Do not eat the apples. Stay away from the butcher tree." And you see that there is an axe embedded into the trunk of the tree that's just sort of like left there. And yeah, so he walks away. Diddering walks away. Yes.
Can I grab an apple from the tree and put it in my pocket?
Yeah, totally. So you just
Liddy.
So you see the tree kind of like lowers the apple for you, and then you pop it off and put it in your bag.
I give him finger guns, even though it's a tree.
The tree goes. It sort of like moves its branches a little bit.
Good.
Yeah. So Diddering walks away, and he says, "Well, all I can remember was I was working late, and there was myself and the janitor and old woman, and we were
And the what?
old woman, and I was working late. She wanted to check out books, and then all of a sudden,
Was her name
bang.
Petunia?
Can't recall. But I do know that there was a loud bang, like as if a shutting of a large book. And then I was here, and I can't seem to find anybody, and I can't seem to go anywhere else, and none of these strange characters will help me. They keep wanting me to answer riddles and things, and I'm not very good at riddles. And I'm just glad you're here to... Can you help us? Can you help me get out of here? Do you know a way out?
Well, about that.
No.
no.
That's not reassuring, don't say that.
We are on the case. We are the S.V.U, the Sorcery Victims Unit.
Yeah.
We are the best at cracking cases like this, so we are gonna find a goddamn way out of this hellhole.
Yeah.
Spit on the ground.
Yeah.
You see Dittering kind of relax his shoulders a bit. He's like, oh, good, excellent.
We're gonna stick our fists up the ass of whoever made this happen in the first place.
Yeah. I don't want
blow it
to
up.
stick my fist up.
Dear, well, very graphic.
I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder and just be like, he's just like that. Just you'll get used to it soon enough.
I think the ass in elves, it's a thing.
I did not know that. I will have to read about it.
It's a cultural thing. I'm half elf.
I see.
We're all but
Well,
we're all but guys.
I don't know enough about elves to refute this fact. But you know what?
yes.
I'm just gonna breathe through it.
That is what I'm
gonna be fine.
trying
Does
to
anybody?
do.
So that voice in the sky, that was weird. That wasn't just me, right?
Yes, I believe that is what the characters refer to as the narrator. I had a
That's weird.
similar problem when I arrived, but was able to. He points towards Goo'Naar, Dezziel, and Donahue, able to free myself.
What did it tell you to do?
The same, and he gestures towards the tree.
Did it refer to you as a villain as well?
I was gonna ask.
Yes, I've thought it very strange. I'm indeed not a protagonist, but I don't consider myself a villain.
Nah, you'd definitely be more of a NPC.
What?
It's all right. I'm a side character in fact.
It's an acronym. It's a non-police civilian.
Yeah,
I
that's it.
see.
And
You get
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna,
inspiration
like-
for that, Dezziel.
Yeah. Oh my god. I want to go up and high five Dezzy and be like, yeah.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I think that door is a calling.
I mean,
Yes, I
The weird looking one?
did hear that
Yeah?
there was some that leads to another place, but I was not able to answer the riddles.
there's a riddle. I like riddles.
Yes.
I suck at riddles, but we should give it a shot.
Listen, I'm really good at tavern trivia. Real good at it.
Excellent.
Never sober when you play tavern trivia.
Exactly.
That doesn't.
Well,
If we gotta answer these riddles to get out of this damn place, then let's do it.
Gonna be
Where do we
great.
go? What do we do?
All right.
We can answer a riddle, or I'll just riddle something full of some bullets.
I'll just blow it up. I got my cannon.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Is the whole storybook thing making everyone but me better at wordplay? Because I feel a little bit left out. Like,
Well, I haven't done a pun yet, so you're fine.
That's
thank
all right.
you. I appreciate it.
You'll have your moment. It'll be fine.
I'll have my moment.
I'm gonna go
Rogue on
over
us
to
one
the
day.
door.
Cool. All right, so you walk on over to the door. Other things that you see around in this very strange, colorful place is you see that there is a gelatinous cube slime just like slowly moving on this road, and then you see this
My boy.
this thing like lightning past it and then stop on a flower, and you see that's like a little like lightning fairy or like spark fairy, and it just kind of like takes a nap on the flower as the gelatinous cube is still.
It's tortoise in the hair. God.
It's a
And,
gelatinous
My
cube.
favorite
The fairy.
story: the fairy and the gelatinous cube.
Yes, the slime and the
Yeah,
spark
you know.
fairy. That's the name for it. And then you
Oh my
see
God.
you see this one crazy old man that's like running up and down the road. He's like, "No one will ever figure out my name." And he's just kind of running by, and he's like, "It's definitely not Creek or Hoist, Rind." And then he's running about. And then you get to the door, and you see this little pig that has overalls on and no shirt, and it has a little satchel bag that you see it's like full of a bunch of seeds, and it has a little like straw hat on, and it looks up. He's like, hello. Are you wanting to get through the door?
I have to leave right now. Goodbye.
Yeah, pig. We're trying to get through the door. What's it to you?
Oh, you have very nice glasses.
Thank you.
Very stylish.
I did.
Your friend has a nice hat as well. And he looks at Goo'Naar.
So this wall, is it just a door or is there a wall? What's
It is just a door. So it's like there's nothing behind it or in front of it. It looks like it's just a door with like the frame around it. And it's a very like it's very like hard, like grim, like almost what is that style? Like what is that? Gothic. Yeah, it's gothic looking.
Does it have like a hook for a lantern?
That sounds cool. Hell yeah, it totally has that. And there's like a little hook.
So I kind of like peer down at the pig, and then my hand shoots forward and grab the front of his overalls.
Yeah.
I want to pick him up and hang him on the hook.
Excuse me, that is not necessary. What do you want from me?
You want to go through the door?
We've got to go through that door.
You must answer the riddles. I have one of them, and my friends have the others.
We can't just go through the door?
Well, I mean, no. I think it is a magical lock.
Okay.
You can't just tell us the answer.
No.
All right, give me the riddle. Give it to me.
Is the answer bacon?
No. Give me an intimidation, Goo'Naar, with advantage, because you're doing some pretty intimidating stuff.
Hanging him on the door.
That's a 17.
Okay.
Nice.
I will say that right now he looks very intimidated, but he doesn't say anything right now. But he's like, okay, but here is my riddle.
No one's letting him down.
I do not have wings, but I can fly. I don't have eyes, but I will cry. What am I?
Was that last one just because you're in the predicament that you're in, or is it part of a riddle?
No,
That's
it is part of the riddle. It is very,
you a
funny.
clown?
Yes, I am a clown. You saw my riddle. And he looks very happy. And he's like, I was going to tell you the answer anyways because you're very scary. And then he kind of like
That's
tries.
very good for you because we're not going to hand you over to Dezzy.
Oh, who is
You don't
You
Dezzy?
want
You're
to
not gonna
know what
like
I
what
do
Dezzy-
with pigs?
You don't want to know what Dezzy and elves do with pigs.
It involves butt stuff.
What?
Hold on. I feel like
Someone get me down.
now we're at the point where some inaccurate rumors are being perpetrated about me.
I want to go and get the pig down from the hook.
You take the pig down from the hook and he's like scurries away.
I pat him on the head before he does. Don't get into trouble there, buddy.
Amazing.
I think we're kind of the main source of that right now. Just stay
Hey,
away
did
from
that pig
us. and
just
you'll
make
be...
off with your flask?
Oh, he better not have. Did he?
You know what? I'm gonna roll. Actually, you know what? You roll. Oh no, actually, what's your passive perception?
My
Donahue?
passive is an 11.
Okay. 1 second. You do see that your flask is gone. And the pig is running away, except he drops it as he's running away. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot help myself, I am a stealer. And you see him running over to the large like pumpkin stalk thing, and you see him pull a seed out from his pack and throw it into the ground, and he stands on top of it and then like shoots off another giant stalk with a pumpkin on top of it and shoots him up into the sky.
Let me tell you guys, when I woke up this morning, I didn't think I'd see that. Try the doorknob.
Oh, you know it's a day that pigs fly?
Let's go, Len.
What does Len
was
have in
funny.
Len's flask?
Someone take that flask away from him and give it to me,
No,
please.
no, no,
I'd
no,
like
I
some.
need that. I need it. I can stop whenever I want to. I need it. I
You don't
want
want to know what Len keeps in that flask.
to. You can try some if you want. No, you can't.
So you try the door, it is still locked, and you see that there's a donkey just sitting there. But what first grabs your attention is something like zips by, and then there's something sitting on your shoulder, Dezzy. And it is a little about like 7-inch like coffee cake man.
Like I saw a mosquito, I slap him.
Okay. I'll have him do a dex save real quick.
He's got fast reflexes. Don't mess with him.
While this is
roll
happening, I
me-
make sure I pick up my
no.
flask too.
Roll me, I guess, an attack, Dezzy, just for like
9.
unarmed. 9? Okay, so he definitely he jumps from the other shoulder. He jumps to the other shoulder, and you see it's a little coffee cake man, kind of like a gingerbread man, but in like a cookie cutter. But he's a coffee cake, so there's like icing on the front of him, but there's like a little face, and you hear him say, "I hear you want to answer some riddles."
You don't have to get that close to my ear, pal.
Sorry. He steps back a little bit.
I
Would you like to hear the second riddle?
Yeah, chop. Just hit us with the short stuff.
I want to hear you say whatever else you want to. That voice is
Short
wild.
cakes? Get it?
You
'Cause
can't
Snitch,
catch
I know you're into shorties.
stack.
but
You can't
this is
catch me.
ridiculous.
I'm the coffee cake man.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue. You might want to try again.
Oh, rethink it. But the riddle. What has many needles but doesn't sew?
A porcupine.
I feel like there's a lot of answers. to that.
Correct.
What?
Iron Maiden.
Comb?
It could be. So it is a porcupine. I also would have
Doctor?
accepted a pine tree. Porcupine
I
or
see.
pine tree.
Ah, right.
Good job.
I like the Iron Maiden
Excellent.
answer. That was good.
Alright.
Thank you.
Also, has anyone seen a teapot around here? A magic teapot?
God, I hope not. Please tell me there's not a magic teapot that's gonna pop up on my other shoulder.
I need to find it before the witch finds it. But
Oh, what about the witch? There's a witch here?
yes. But
Ah.
anyways, good job. And then pew, it just sort of speeds off.
well,
And then you just see
Coffee
the
grounds.
donkey still just standing there, sitting there, just kind of looking at you all.
I look to the donkey, and then I look to Dezzy. I got a bad feeling about this one.
All right, listen here, you ass. That ass is ass. Answer, just hit us with the riddle. I'm tired of this place.
You hear come from the donkey. He's like, "Hello,
Oh my good God, no, I don't think so.
I'm the donkey princess. Wonderful to meet you all."
I'm so uncomfortable right now. La la la.
Oh. Sorry, it happens sometimes.
Hit it. Do you have a riddle for us too?
Yes, I do. Would you care to answer it? Or would you care to help me find my true love?
Let's
Who's
answer
your
the
true
riddle.
love?
Okay.
Answer the riddle.
I don't quite know. I'm searching for them.
Ah, that's fair.
But I guess
Aren't we all?
I guess we can answer the riddle. So the riddle goes thusly. My guests never complain, and neither do their neighbors. I prepare a cold housewarming party for their new one-bedroom apartment. What is my job? I will
Say it one more time.
Yes, of course. My guests never complain, and neither do their neighbors. I prepare a cold housewarming party for their new one-bedroom apartment. What is my job?
Right?
An undertaker.
I would say yes. I mean, correct. It is an undertaker, also known as a mortician, but the true correct answer is undertaker. So, good.
Sounds like there's two correct answers, but okay.
Well, whatever. So,
This is why you can't find your true love.
you see them turn around and give me a dex saving throw, Dezzy.
That's a 12.
Okay.
He's paralyzed by the ass.
You see it turn around and the donkey kicks you with its back legs. You only take 2 damage, but you like
that's
sort of
bound to
stumble
hurt.
back. And then she's like, "How rude!" And then just sort of like runs away. And then you hear a click, come from the door.
We're not telling my
Nice.
wife about this.
You do have a bit of a hoof.
Yeah, that looks
I know.
pretty
There,
nasty,
yeah.
buddy.
It'll fade. It's
Oh,
not.
that-
It's not the most
Fade.
embarrassing scar I got on
It's got
the
a
job.
star on it. It's like a little horseshoe with a star in the middle.
Yeah, there you go.
Huh.
It's
Very cute.
Looks like
Let's
it
go
was.
through the goddamn door.
all right.
Oh no, I'm not letting you live. Maybe once we're out of like this, I'm not letting you live that down. Just making that clear.
I walk through the door.
I
Okay.
follow, right? Let's go.
Yeah, same. Yeah, all right.
So everyone goes through the door?
Yep.
Yeehaw.
Amazing. So as you all walk through the door, again, everything goes black. And what sounds like a bunch of pages being turned very, very loudly, and then everything stops and goes white. And then the sort of ringing in your ears comes back. And the first thing that you see as your eyes adjust is a very dark room where you are. Very, very different color palette, very gothic in appearance. And it is a very big room that is very open, and it looks like a laboratory, but it's very dark and grim, and there's many strange instruments and things hanging around, and various like rubber looking ropes and cords going to and from these different instruments, and little sparks coming from them. And there's these big windows that you see that it is raining outside. There's a storm, and in this room it is lowered a bit, and in the center of it is a slab with something on it, probably human sized, with a white sheet draped over it with a bunch of different things connecting to this table. And this is in this room, but you see as the stairs rise up, there is a hall leading out, which leads quite a ways, and then there's a open portcullis, and then farther there is double doors. It looks like you are in a large castle, and you hear as lightning strikes outside.
Please hold Snitch back before she wrecks the place.
She's already in the room. She's grabbing
Let her
everything
have
off the
fun.
tables.
Oh,
Snitch,
no.
be careful!
Her eyes grew 6 times bigger, and she went, oh my God. And she just went running.
Well, partners, this
Right
already
for
feels
that.
much better than the last place. I feel like I need a good soak after that.
So as you enter in, Snitch, you start to run towards a thing, and you see someone round the corner in a white lab coat, and they have a cable that has electricity just like going between it, and it's like da da da, and then he like connects the cable, and he's like, "Hello, who are you?"
I'm gonna run up to him and grab his face in my hands. I'm gonna be like, tell me everything.
Who are you? What are you doing in my castle? Who are you?
What are you doing? What's that experiment for? What's that tool? What's this for?
What?
Just going.
Can I go back and just grab her by the collar and just drag her off this guy?
Yes.
I'm tired.
She's still going. She's just like, oh my God, what's that? Oh my God, say what I think it is. Like, she's just going to him.
Who are you people? How did you get here?
We're the S.V.U, the Sorcery Victims Unit, and we got a job to do.
Yeah.
What is
What that is.
What is that? He adjusts his glasses and he says, yes, you look about probably the 3rd age. It means you're about 3 ages behind. Interesting. Your dress, you look mid-ages, yes? Interesting. Very
Middle of what?
Oh, you must be from the door, correct?
Yeah, that's where we're from.
Yeah.
Interesting, very interesting. I was wondering about that, but I'm very, 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 very busy, very busy. I am Dr. Mortimer. Nice to...
I thought Mortimer was the monster.
What?
I thought it was a mouse.
What are you talking about?
Never mind. Sorry, I got mixed up with something else.
Right, well,
What if Mortimer is the friends we make along the way?
Has anything else come through the door?
I like that.
Mortimer, I hardly know.
no, the door in my castle, it is, you aren't, no one has came through it. I peeked through myself once, but it's not the place I want. I have much more pressing things to deal with.
There's a door in your castle.
Yes, there is. But
I imagine there are many doors.
It looked
Yeah.
very setting appropriate.
No, very, very strange. But I'm very, very busy here, so if you can please just stay out of the way. I'm very, very busy. I must get back to my work. Can I get 2 details about Dr. Mortimer?
His hair's falling out.
He's missing a shoe.
This guy's a mess.
This guy is an animation student in their 2nd semester, because I relate to that.
Listen.
Guess I could do Billy Crystal.
Oh my God,
Okay.
do it. Do it.
He's Billy Crystal.
Okay.
Do it, coward.
All right, so he's Billy Crystal. All right, hey. He's like, all right, I'm very busy. So if you could all just get out of my way, I'd be very appreciated. Actually, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, I'd be very
Yes,
appreciative.
anything.
So I'm in the middle of something, and you see the village folk and I had a disagreement about how we should use bodies, and I feel as if you could sort of. I think they are on their way to discuss it further with me in a more aggressive manner. So I would appreciate it if you all would just keep them busy, deal with them however you want to deal with them, and I just need to finish this experiment, and then. You know, and then I can
taking
talk.
bodies out of the ground?
What? Huh?
Taking bodies out of the ground, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, they're dead. They're not using them. Come on.
That's incredibly disrespectful. Come on, hey, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
So help me.
So help me.
So help me. I'm gonna use these for my experiments. That's what's gonna so help me.
How far away is the table?
So help science. The table. I feel like you guys are on like an elevated. It's kind of like an observation, and then like the lower room is where like the table is. So you'd have to like go down these little short stairs. So probably about like 60 feet maybe, if you were to just like jump down.
Yeah. I wanna kind of dash down there and see what's under the cloth.
Okay. I would say that this needs to be a dexterity contest with Dr. Mortimer. He does not have very good dexterity.
I'm gonna
but he
step on his
definitely.
lab coat.
I would say that you have to roll dexterity as well to see if you can do that before Dr. Mortimer.
I got it. It's a natural 16 plus 3.
What did you roll, Goo'Naar?
I have a 13.
Okay, so definitely, Dezzy, you step on his coat, and it, pulls him back. He didn't roll well anyways. And Goo'Naar, you are able to run down. Do you just like throw the sheet off, or do you just look
just
underneath
like
it dramatically?
dramatically.
He's like, oh, stop! What are you doing? This is my work! And you throw it off, and indeed, it is a body that has all of the parts have been sewed together, very Frankenstein's monster-esque. But yeah, it just looks like a normal guy. There's nothing crazy weird about it. It's not green or strange. It doesn't have like the bolts in the neck. It just looks like a formed together person, but the face is just like one head, so it's not like a weird like combination of things. It's like, stop! He'll be upset. Stop! No, just look. If you want to help me, I can. You want to know about those doors or something? Just don't touch my work. This is important to me. It's important to us. You just don't touch it and just keep. I can help you if you want to know about the doors or whatever. I can tell you this stuff. Just leave it alone.
I grab it under the chin and kind of like look at it.
Stop it! Snitch, you're gonna say something?
While he's distracted, I'd like to swipe as many of his papers as I can and just stuff them in my pocket. I want these later.
Okay, cool.
Snitch is getting souvenirs.
It's not even our rogue who's stealing everything.
I feel like either sleight of hand or stealth. Yeah. Just give me one of those. So Goo'Naar, are you looking for something specific? Or are you trying to make?
Oh no, I'm just like looking at the face.
Okay, cool.
How does it feel to the touch?
It feels like a dead body. It's pretty gross. But like the thing is it's not like decaying or mushy or anything like that. It's just like it's just a body right now. I don't know how to describe a dead body. But it's got like different like cables and things attached to it right now.
Does this count as necromancy? Because I feel like that's definitely illegal. Like 100% illegal.
It's definitely something that will get you filed away into a very dark drawer. You're up to some weird stuff, Doc.
You hear
What can
Dittering sort of pipe up. He's like, perhaps he might be able to help us. I did hear the name Dr. Mortimer from one of the characters. That is apparently very knowledgeable about the world and its goings on. Perhaps he might be able to help us. Maybe.
Doc, you're not gonna get your monster built, but you are gonna help us, and we'll protect you.
What are you talking about? I'm doing this is for science, people, science. This is my life's work. You're not gonna stop me.
All right, well, at least build a thing like a romantic partner or something, so it's not gonna get too lonely. All right,
Or like teaching the tap dance.
I mean,
teach him the tap dance.
Maybe pants. What? Did you think about maybe putting some pants on him?
Well, we'll put on pants after the experiment. First, we have to see if it actually works. We've been doing this very long, and I feel that it is very important that we have to finish it.
I reach into my pack and I use a charge to take out a pair of giant khakis and I put it on the monster.
You see Dr. Mortimer just get... He's like, I'm just gonna have to take him off, or when the electrical charge goes through his body, it's gonna blast the pants off.
And these are very durable pants. You don't know what we go through.
Are those Levi? Sponsored by Levi.
Shockproof.
Are those
For any
Levi
occasion.
50 or 105 jeans? I don't know what they are. Anyways,
Ah, yes, the
rubber-based.
105 jeans.
so Dr. Mortimer is like, "Just get away from him, get away, stop. And he like runs over and he tries to push you all away from it.
Sure.
He seems very insistent.
Start
about it.
talking, Doc, or these pants are going all the way up.
I said I will help you if you get rid of those people that are coming up here, or at least just delay them. All right?
Fine.
That's our deal.
We'll delay them, and then you
Alright.
help us get out of this place.
Sure. What a great working relationship we've established.
I'm
Can we
gonna
see the
pull,
villagers
like,
from the window? Or...
Yeah, where are the villagers coming from?
He points down the hallway towards what looks like to be the entrance of this castle, the two big wooden doors. And you'll actually start to hear what sounds like voices distantly outside. Even though there is like a storm and everything, you at least start to hear what sounds like voices approaching this castle.
As we're walking towards it, I'm gonna be like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in this story, isn't that guy kind of the bad guy, kind of the villain? Are we helping
It's
the
a little
villain?
bit
Is that what we're
morally
doing?
gray, to be quite
Well,
honest.
Actually-
yeah.
I would say everyone roll me history real quick to see if you know these stories.
Nope,
Because
6.
these are
Nope,
these are
that's a
like
9.
okay. So I was like, this is the Three Kingdoms version of these stories. So it's like they're kind of smashed together versions of our world's sort of fairy tales. So it's like figuring out like which one, how do they combine with this other one. So Donahue, Snitch, and I guess Dittering have knowledge of these stories. Snitch, apparently you know them very well. Like you probably read them often. But
I think my dad read them to me when I was growing up.
Oh.
awesome.
Specifically the mad scientist ones.
Yeah,
Snitch
that's
like
my
those,
favorite.
yeah.
Amazing. So you are all in this lab, and you see that Dr. Mortimer is slowly covering the body back up with the white sheet, and like looking at Goo'Naar and like furrowing his brows.
I've got an idea how to get these villagers away from here. Hey, Len, put on those giant pants.
All right, sure. And I just follow without question. Then I start putting on the giant pants on.
Okay.
All right.
They're really just like maybe 2 sizes too big for you. That's not like you can't like
Yeah.
put them up over your head or anything
Aw.
like that. Actually, you know what? Sure, whatever you want.
Cool.
Snitch,
You
you
be a
seem
pants
to
monster.
kind of know these stories. What would the average peasant look like? Like, we talking overalls? We talking jeans? Talking...
I would say that the peasants of this book pretty much just look, even though it probably doesn't work that well, they look exactly like the medieval peasants.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Disguise Self to turn myself into a generic-looking medieval peasant.
Cool.
I do have a disguise kit.
All right, perfect. Jackdaw, you and me are disguised as peasants. Len, you pretend to be the monster. You're very fast, so you use your monk shit to run around, and then me and Jackdaw will be like, I went that way, and get them away from the place.
Sure. Am I going outside or am I running through the castle?
You're going outside and then running back into the castle.
All right, you got it, boss.
Goo'Naar,
What about us?
Snitch, you hang out with the doc. Make sure he doesn't get up to anything too dangerous. Sounds good?
Okay.
Will do as I put my hands on my pistols.
Sounds great.
So does that mean that Dezzy and Donahue are going out to meet the peasants, and then everyone else is staying inside?
I
Yeah.
think Jackdaw was with Dezzy originally,
Okay.
but
I mean, you can still go.
I have a disguise kit. I
Yeah,
can-
we're both gonna disguise. We're both gonna
Yeah.
disguise.
Okay, cool. So then, Jackdaw, give me I guess probably a deception or whatever skill you think would be
Deception.
best with your disguise kit, because
18, 14 plus 4.
amazing. So what is your peasant? Actually, let's just say what does everyone's peasants look like?
It's just us two, yeah.
Yeah. What do your peasants look like?
Got a mustache, got a big belly, and floppy little tuft of hair in my face, and I'm very sweaty.
Okay.
I'm gonna like put my cloak on actually, so it conceals a lot of the more modern stuff that I have on, and just gonna dirty my face up a little bit. Generic washerwoman type, shall we say?
So you look like from Monty Python, the people that are like moving mud. There's some lovely mud over here, Dennis. It's like that sort of get up.
Pretty much.
Amazing. I guess Donahue, are you just wearing big pants? Like
I'm just wearing big pants.
Like, do you put it over your head or?
I feel like I'm just holding up these pants and like walking very awkwardly.
I think maybe you wear a sheet, like
with the disguise
being
kit.
experimented on.
I was gonna say, could I like make some slight SFX makeup, maybe some stitches, maybe some rotting flesh, you know?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Give me another deception.
Jackdaw, your time hanging with the forensics department's really paying off.
Yeah.
Thank you, I try. That's a 19.
Awesome. So, what does it look like?
We've got a little bit of necrosis going down the side of the face. Maybe a little bit of a stitch across the throat. Looking, gonna. If you're pale, are you pale?
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna make you even paler, like slightly green, slightly blue. Just looking like death, really. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so you all head towards the front double doors. You open one of the big doors, and you can see outside that it is full on, super raining, and there is a small little cobblestone bridge that leads over a moat that surrounds the castle, and then on the other side there's like a hill, and you can see light coming up from the other side of this hill as you see pitchforks and torches coming up over this hill, and you see that there's about like 50 of these peasants coming over this hill looking very angry. So I guess you guys wanted to try to stealth. So I'll just have
ranks.
I'll just have one of you stealth.
Go for it, Jackdaw.
Yeah.
And I'll do the talking.
That's a nat 20. Plus 10 for a total of 30.
Okay. All
That's
right.
a 30 stealth.
Amazing.
Hi,
So
I'm a rogue.
You successfully get yourself and Dezzy into this group, and you see that the group is being led by a very buff man with fancy hair and a red shirt. He says, "This way," and he's like, "To the person who took my love." Well, really, it's my brother, but they took their leg, and I find that very offensive. And he flexes, and everyone's like, "He ate 12 dozen eggs this morning." And then, so you join the crowd as that happens.
I wait for Len to do his thing.
Alright.
I'll give you inspiration on whatever this role is.
Alright.
Yep.
I feel like I just throw open the door. I just walk out and be like, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Cool.
It's him! It's the monster!
Hey,
He's got your brother's leg!
The abomination is over there.
What's that? Dezzy, can you give me a deception?
Those giant pants are hiding your brother's leg.
Dezzy, can you give me a deception?
Sorry. Yeah, that's a 26.
So you say that, and then you hear a voice again being like, "And the peasants didn't really believe what the man was saying, and so they started to question him." And you see the peasants turn around and look towards you, Dezzy, and the big guy's like, "Well, he does have a point, but I don't know. I've never seen you before. We live in a town of only 50 people, and I don't know who you are."
Wait, are you kidding me? You don't recognize me?
No!
I'm really hurt, man, after everything I've done for your family.
And I feel like, Donahue, you were able to do something.
Oh, baby. I think I want to just start running directly for this crowd and, Hold on. So, we have Dezzy talking to the big buff guy, and I want to like go behind. Well, I want to make sure I catch the eye of the big buff guy, and slow down as I'm running toward there, and I want to like make eye contact and be like, I'm the monster, and I'm doing the monster dash, haha, and hopefully to grab his attention.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming this way.
Okay, so then give me like a persuasion or a deception or whatever you
got
think
behind
it
you,
is.
it's a monster.
Monster dash.
You have a D8. You have a D8 to add to it.
That's a nat 1, baby.
Amazing.
Plus a 7. But
Okay.
I don't think that counts.
So you're doing that, and I think the rain wipes off all of your makeup,
No.
and your
hard
pants
work.
fall down to the ground.
I do a cartoon, I look down, and I look back up, and I'm like, right.
So you do that, and then the Gaston-looking guy is just like, I think these are servants of that dastardly Dr. Mortimer. I say kill them all!
I grab Jackdaw by the arm and I cast darkness.
Amazing. We will come back to that. So we cut back to inside of the castle with Goo'Naar, Snitch, Dr. Mortimer, and the librarian Dittering. Dittering and the monster on the table. And I would say that Dr. Mortimer is over by one of these machines, and he's like, it's not enough power! It's just not enough power! He's like, we need more power! And he's like looking around, he's like, you two, try to find some more power or something. I need it to make life! And he like looks up towards the sky.
I feel like this is more your area of expertise, Snitch. And also, I'm not sure we should be creating life like this. Things an
Snitch is just like
abomination.
vibrating in place. She's just like, she just goes running.
Quick, hook
and
your
she's
cables up to her.
She's gathering whatever she can, and she knows this fairy tale like the back of her hand. This was her story when she was younger, and so she like goes up, she like jams a piece of metal like into this thing's hand or something. I don't know. And she runs up to the top and she just starts like flinging the door open so like the lightning can come slamming down. And she's just like, let her rip!
We should not have left her with him.
Amazing.
We should not have.
Can you give me some sort of check for that?
I will, I'll position myself at the doorway and pull my pistols. You guys ought to hurry up, partner, because we got incoming.
Awesome. Snitch,
can I do an intelligence check?
Sure.
She'd be a 19.
Okay, awesome. So you jam this thing into, and you like, maybe there's like a weird contraption that can like open the like windows up above, these like big bay windows above on the top of the castle where like the storm is coming from, and the rain starts to pour in, and you're opening it and you successfully plant it, and you're like, yes, give it life, or like you say now. And then you see.
I think she like has the little like metal. She has like almost like a metal wire or something, but like heftier. That she like ties around the bottom. She brings it up, and she just like upraises this pole into the sky via the window, and that's what she's hoping will conduct the electricity. And then as she's doing this, and the scientist guy's watching, she's like, so with the conduction of electricity down to the, and she just starts going off. And she's like, so why do you think this is gonna like blah blah? And she just keeps going.
She's
off.
like, he's like amateurs, and he's like, this is the true formula to blah, blah, blah. And he starts rattling off at the same time. So it's both of you just like rattling off scientific nonsense to each other and not listening to the other person.
She's asking him questions, he's just not answering them.
Amazing. And I would say you do that, and then you hear a voice. Both of you and Goo'Naar hear a voice, and be like, and so the rod broke, and so they weren't able to do the thing. Oh, how unfortunate. And you see the top of the rod, it just sort of bends.
So I will spin on my heel when I see that, and I'll point my pistol and try and shoot the rod straight.
Awesome. So give me, I guess, just give me like an attack, I guess, with your pistols. And I would say that would be like the skill to see if you can hit the DC, then you can do the thing.
That's a 12.
Oh, damn. Unfortunately, that misses.
You have inspiration.
He does have inspiration.
Oh, you do have inspiration.
Oh, then I will definitely use that. I didn't know if it was still in effect or not. That's another 5. 17.
All right. So what does this look like when you shoot this rod straight?
So I line up the shot and angle it so it actually kind of hits the rod and rides straight up it, so it doesn't like break it further. Standing it straight up, just as the lightning. He times it with the flash of lightning, and is like counting the thunder when he does his shot, so that the sound of the pistol and the thunder kind of coincide.
Cool.
And then it straightens just as the lightning's arcing down.
Awesome. So we see Goo'Naar level the pistol, and then we hear like as the hammer of the pistol, and we follow the bullet as it flies through the laboratory, and it bounces off the wall, and then like hits the pole as it just. And we see the lightning sort of arcing down, and it looks like it's going for a different pole, and then that one comes out a little bit taller and is the path of least resistance, and then it just strikes the pole as the electricity flies down this thing and hits the monster's body below, and it starts just like freaking out and like moving around, and we hear Dr. Mortimer being like, life, I say, come on, bring it, yeah, it's what I want, life, baby, and then we cut back to the rest of the party with the peasants.
Real fast?
Yes.
As that happens, I want to spit out my toothpick and kind of sneer. All right, Mr. Narrator, once we find you, we're letting Dezzy do elf stuff to you.
Oh no!
You do not hear a response.
Good.
And then, so we're back out with everyone.
I have cast darkness, centered on myself and Jackdaw, creating a 15-foot sphere around us. And I'm gonna say, all right, we make a break for it. We cause a riot with them. Jackdaw stab one of them or something. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I think
I'm gonna stab one of them.
I think they're saying something. Yeah, we're standing right next to them. What were they saying? Something about escaping, I think.
Do it, stab him!
I'm gonna stab him. I do have a dagger.
Okay, give me.
It's in the dark, it's sneak attack.
Give me a stab check.
The stab check comes out to... What's my plus on the dagger? 9 + 7? So...
That hits. That does hit. So you dagger someone, and they're like, oh my god! And then they sort of like fall down. You have just stabbed a peasant, and then
Can I attempt to incite some chaos by being like, did you just push me? And then push someone else back and run.
Amazing. I would say that for this little situation right now, surprise, you're all doing like a skill challenge thing right now. But I would say that you, with a successful stab, you are able to incite that chaos. So you do that, and then one person gets pushed, like, hey, you pushed me, these are new shoes. He's like, they're not new shoes, that's an old sack of potatoes. And he's like, well, it's new. And then they start pushing. He's like, oh, you get out of the way. And you hear the Gaston being like, everyone look at me, smile. And everyone's just kind of like pushing each other, and it's just utter chaos right now.
Back to the castle.
And
In complete darkness, yeah.
and Jackdaw and Dezzy are able to get back towards the castle. Donahue, what are you doing?
All right. So as the chaos
Sorry, Len.
is being just exploding, does somebody have a torch?
You can have a torch.
I would like to steal a torch from someone, an already lit torch. Or if
Okay.
it's raining, they can't have a torch. Can
I mean, they do. I mean,
cool.
I've seen movies where that happens, so I'm
Awesome.
assuming there's some
Cool.
sort of like weird like.
Yeah,
Foil or
torch
something.
logic, baby.
Yeah.
All right, so I wanna start running back because I've dropped the pants and dropped the ball with it apparently.
It rolls
So
away.
Yep. So I wanna like on my way there, I wanna take a torch, and I wanna go up behind the big muscle man guy, and I wanna try and catch his coat on fire, and then I wanna run back into the castle.
Okay, cool. So I guess maybe some sort of stealth or something, or sleight of hand, or like.
Sure, sleight of hand.
Like,
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, so something like that. So is it specifically the Gaston-looking guy?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a 17.
All right. So what does it look like when you catch Gaston's coat on fire?
It's very funny.
People go, ah ha ha.
Aha, it's just funny joke. So it's like, I feel like the camera starts just like with me in frame, just like looking at my unblinking eyes. I look at the torch, the camera shifts to the fire, and then it's just like this little cartoon like Sonic, Noom! I grab the torch and then just like really speedy legs, and there's a moment of just like pause where I imagine this Gaston dude has like little coattails thing. He's a very fancy lad, I'm sure. And I just go and like on one edge of the coattails, the frame is on his, like him and his little like ha-ha pose,
like,
and then there's just smoke that starts coming up. I feel like he looks down, and I'm already gone.
He's like, my muscles! And then he starts trying to put out the fire on his coat, and everyone's like, oh, jeez! That guy that's not named Gaston's coat is on fire! And all the peasants are trying to like rally around him if they're not punching each other and fighting. So you all successfully have distracted the peasants, and the rest of you move back into the castle. You see like a cloud of darkness move in, and then we see Donahue running inside, and the door is shut.
Is there some sort of a locking mechanism on the door?
Yeah, there's one of those really big like beams that you can like put over.
I want to make sure that is locked. And if there is any like barrels or crates around me that I can put in front of the door so that they can't get in, I would like to do that.
Okay, so you move the thing over the door. Someone else said that, and I had to make it heard. Yes.
Thank you.
So then you start pushing barrels and things like that, and I would say that Goo'Naar, as you hear like the doors shut, and then you feel someone small just kind of like bump into you and be like, oh, excuse me, sir, but do you know where the restroom is? And you look down and you see there's this little blue dragonborn lady that's about like 3 feet tall, and she's like an old dragonborn woman, and she has like her dread dragonborn tendrils in like a little beehive updo, and she's in like a little smock. And she's like, excuse me, do you know where the restrooms are, sir?
Ma'am? Petunia?
How did you know my name? Are you the librarian? I see, I've lost my glasses.
He's right this way, and perhaps he can show you to the restroom. Also,
yes?
Snitch might have a pair of glasses for you.
Oh, I don't know who Snitch is.
Yo.
So I feel like you all just sort of like come to each other at this point where this little old lady is.
Who the hell is this?
Excuse me? Do you know? I believe I got lost in the adult fiction section, and I can't believe I can't find the restroom. She seems to be like kind of looking around.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is the old lady the pig was talking about.
Yeah,
She
alright.
can't be at fault for this. Like, all of us kind of thought that it would have been the old lady, but look at her.
Do you know where the restroom is? Excuse me. I believe.
Ma'am, are you a
Don't
magical
touch me.
miscreant?
No, I don't believe so. I did read a pretty steamy romance novel about one, but
it
no,
about elves?
I did not. What?
Was it about elves?
Did they do elf stuff?
Actually, no. It had nothing to do with elves. There wasn't a single elf in the book.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah.
I think I saw a bathroom on the way in.
Oh, yeah, see, I believe the library is closing very soon, so I have to get to the restroom and get out before then. They
All right.
keep
Hey,
it open
Doc.
late just for me sometimes.
Doc, where do you shit?
You see, as you look over, you see the doc is sort of like throwing the sheet off of the body. You see like steam and sizzling coming from it. He says, "Yes, yes, excellent! Rise, my creature, rise!"
Doc, where do you poop?
I'm in the middle of a very important moment in my life. The
It
culmination
takes a
of
second to answer.
years
You'll be
of
over by now if you just told
scientific
us.
knowledge, and you're
You got
talking
an
about
old lady. She's gonna piss on your fucking floor.
the third door on the right.
I rotate her in the direction of the door and I push her towards it. Gently.
I need a second. Oh my god, I need a second.
And she, you show her to the restroom, and the monster sits up, and it goes.
Can I aim my crossbow at it, please?
Yeah. So you aim your crossbow at it, and it goes. Jeez, it's hot in here. And
Oh my god.
and Dr. Mortimer's like, "Yes, an imbecile! Exactly what we needed! Now you can finally have a place to rest hide!" And he seems to be talking to no one. And then he kind of goes around and starts like poking the body of things. Like, "Yes, excellent vessel. This will be great for to get yes, excellent, yes. So this is what the Dr. Mortimer is doing right now.
Snitch, how'd the story end? You know this book. How'd it end?
The story ends, apparently Dr. Mortimer was plagued with, he was so smart that his brain developed 2 different personalities. And they would like fight each other a lot of the time, but then they agreed to make another body for his second personality and try to put that in it so that they could both have their own body and not fight each other and like cause chaos.
That's a lot of necromancy. Like a lot. Can we please get out of here? Like,
Doc, where's the door?
What? What'd you say? Sorry? What?
Door. Where's the door, Doc?
Oh, yes, yeah. Very helpful. I'll show you to the door. Yes. Come with me. And you see the old woman come out, and she's like, "Yes, I believe. So is it closing soon, or?"
Yeah,
you just
it
stick
is.
with us.
You should come with us. And I offer my
ma'am.
arm.
Real
Yeah.
soon.
Dithering, keep an eye on her.
Did
Yeah.
well, if you are closing, I believe you should probably get the rest of the people inside. I believe there was 3 people, 4 total, I believe, inside of the library. So you should make sure everyone gets out
Wait,
all right.
there was the janitor, there was Dithering, and who was the other one?
Oh, excuse me?
The janitor, Dithering, and who was the other
Oh, I
one?
don't know. I lost my glasses.
Ah. I give her my sunglasses.
Oh,
this will make you feel better.
it's darker. I can see worse now.
I don't know why I thought that would work. I put them back
You
on.
look cooler,
Okay.
though. You're a real cool lady.
Oh, I don't know the youthful expression, but
Yeah.
perhaps it's a good one.
Yeah, it's right, lady. Yay.
And you hear Dithering be like, "Perhaps we should go then?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, what else is there to do, right?
So, so Dr. Mortimer leads you down this spiraling staircase. Looks like it's leading down towards a basement. He says, "Yes, so I've heard about this. You're trying to leave this place, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, you're from
Yep.
from a different dimension, I believe. I've read some books on the subject, but I have heard that through this door there's a very strange place, and I hear the way out is guarded by some terrible guardian, some sort of beast. So I would keep my eye out for that, and also I would beware of the narrator. I believe that they might be there as well. So take extra care when you do so. Yes.
We in the S.V.U. can handle an animal and a nerd. Don't worry
Yeah.
about us.
Okay. All right. Well, it's down here. And they open this this bottom door, and it looks like it's just it looks like it's a pretty compact room, and at the very back of the room there is this very colorful looking door, and it looks kind of warped, and has like a checkerboard pattern on it, and things like that, and like the doorknob is like a very red heart.
Oh no.
And it's at the far back of the room.
Oh no.
Oh, that's
God, I
probably
hope we're
gonna
not going
stick.
back outside.
What's the big deal? It's just a door. Let's go check
Yeah.
it out.
All right, let's go.
Well, it's warped. It's gonna stick and jam in there.
So as you walk closer to the door, it seems like the door gets farther away, and it gets smaller and smaller, and it looks like the door is something you'd have to crawl through as you reach to the other end of the room.
What the?
Can I roll a history to see if I know the story?
Sure.
Because I mean I do, but I don't want to make any. That's an 18.
Okay, yeah, so, do you, but also keep in mind that this version of the story is different
Is
in
worse.
the Three Kingdoms, but the sort of the themes are kind of the same. So yes, so you see this very colorful, strange, warped-looking door that it seems like when you open, you're gonna have to crawl through it. And he's like, there it is. It's very weird. Optical illusion, sort of strange thing. I never quite get it, but I had much more important things to deal with. And he kind of looks up the stairs.
Yeah.
Have fun with your other half. And I'm gonna go through the door.
Yes, finally I'll get some privacy. And he goes to walk back up the stairs.
All right.
I go through the door.
Get on. I'm a little embarrassed getting on all fours, so I kind of try
Can
to
I
sit
do a
down and
cool
crab walk
slide?
backwards.
Can I do a cool slide?
If you guys want to
through?
do a cool slide, you can give me an acrobatics.
What's a 16 plus 7? 20
A
something.
16 plus 7 is a you do it.
You do the
I'm
thing.
off.
And then immediately after, I get a 14 and kind of scuff my knee.
Yeah, you just don't slide far enough.
Eh.
It's like
I wanna-
you slide cool, but then it stops halfway. He's like, "Eh." You're like, oh, jam.
Gonna crawl through, but not before Dezzy.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Snitch has to like undo the cannon and like shove the cannon through first, and then like come in after the cannon.
Cool.
And I will crawl through at the end, but I'll take a swig first and then go.
Oh no.
Awesome. So everyone goes through the door. As our heroes, our detectives went through the doorway, crawled through the doorway, everything went black. Then everything went white again as you heard the turning of these pages, and as it starts to fade and the ringing leaves from your ears, you look up into a sky, and this something in the sky, and it's a giant pocket watch that is ticking down just in the sky in place of where the moon or sun should be. There's just this giant pocket watch, and as you look around in the scene in front of you, there seems to be, it's like a square sort of area that has a sort of like hedge surrounding you all, and then at the middle of this hedge there seems to be a chessboard that is just like set up before you, and there is an archway of cards that seem to be stacked over this chessboard, and it's going all the way overarching over this chessboard. And on top of the archway of cards, there's an upside down teapot, and it is pouring out tea, and there's a waterfall of tea somewhere on the chessboard, but the waterfall is going backwards back into the teapot. And up on top of this card arch, there seems to be like little coffee cake men just sort of like walking around up there. And underneath the archway, there is a door. A door that looks very much like something that you would find in the world that you came from. But there are chains wrapped around this door. And you all appear in this world, not quite on the chessboard yet. The chessboard takes up probably about a 60 by 60 foot square. But you appear in this very wacky world.
All right. So we
That's-
went from kid stuff to to science labs and then back to kid stuff, but it's on drugs this time.
I would say just
Yeah.
scratch the kids stuff, just the drugs, honestly.
I think we found the coffee cake man's.
I was gonna
Teapot.
say,
Yeah,
what was it?
Sowards.
You said a witch was gonna get it, something like that.
Where are we? It says
I
the
did
old
roll.
woman.
I don't remember what I rolled, but I rolled like an 18 on whether I know that story, I think.
Okay. I would say that you know that there is a terrible monster in this story called the Tattermaw. And it's very dangerous. It doesn't really show up in the main plot, but it's something that they talk about during the story, and it's very scary. And as you were all standing here, you hear that voice again, and it says, "And so, oh wait, 7 villains appeared at the
shut up.
final location. But good thing that the hero of our story, the Tattermaw, was there to get rid of them all." And we see on this chessboard, it seems like it's liquid starts to like come from the edges of the checkerboard, leaving the checkerboard pattern, but it's like there was a layer of liquid over it, and it just sort of goes towards the door, and it sort of forms around the door, making it so the door is inside of whatever this thing is, and it forms a checkerboard looking dragon. And it has all black horns and black wings, but a checkerboard body. And you see as it finally forms and like falls down onto the chessboard, its eyes open, and you see the pupil where there is the shape of a rook, and it as it roars at you all. Roll for initiative.
I'm so excited to see this map. There's detail.
Ooh,
I'm
it's being
terrified
drawn.
to figure out how to battle as an artificer.
I just feel like it's just gonna look
Blast.
really confusing. There's that goddamn mess. Yeah, it's to put a fucking checkerboard. I feel like I should just erase the checkerboard. But I mean, like, this is a fucking maze. There's the checkerboard thing. These are the cards that are going across.
So those are
the card.
heads.
There's a card archway. And there's a teapot on top of it, and that's the little. This is where the waterfall starts, and then it goes up, and this is just like levitating over it.
3 dimensions. I love it.
Yeah.
So, our order for this combat will be Snitch, Goo'Naar, Dezziel, Len, the Tattermaw, Jackdaw, and then the NPCs. And then someone else on 2?
1 second.
Concern?
I'm very concerned. Adam's like, oh, there's something else that's going on too. I'm like, what are you talking about?
So Snitch, you see this dragon, this chess board pattern dragon with black wings and black horns, boom, just like slam down onto this chessboard, and you see its eyes sort of like turn into a bishop instead, and it sort of like looking at the group, snarling, and you see this very confusing looking map around you where there's a card archway with a giant teapot on top of the archway, and you see that on the dragon's chest there seems to be a heart, a very red heart on its chest, sort of like painted there, and there seems to be some sort of words written on its belly, but you can't quite see. So what do you do?
So I would like to, Snitch sees this thing rise up and just, it doesn't say anything surprisingly, but she just smiles, pulls the strap off of her cannon, and then slaps it on the side and goes, "Wake up, birthday's time!" And then the cannon just kind of sputters to life, and it grows 6 legs, and it stands up and shakes itself, and she goes, "Time for battle, big baby!" And then I'd like it to attack
I love it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, give me an attack.
Okay.
What do they need to beat?
15.
They do not beat it.
Yeet and a half. It was 8 damage, and it ignites anything flammable in a 15-foot cone.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna roll a
but
d6 since we don't since we're not using like an actual grid to show specific things. I'm gonna roll a d6 and see if the card archway is near. This.
Okay.
Do you
Wreck
want
the whole
it?
entire world.
Do you want it to light the card archway on fire?
I think it'd be cool, but I don't really have an opinion.
Okay, well, it rolled in your favor, so do you want it or no?
No, because
Okay.
I think that's gonna make for an interesting final blow later.
Cool.
If
Okay.
anyone wants to jump up on that.
So,
But
what does this look like?
So the cannon shakes. It starts scuttling forward, and then it settles its feet are little spider points, and it just digs them into the ground, sits back, and it goes and then just boom, like a flamethrower just shoots out from this thing and just starts waving at this dragon, whatever it is,
Amazing.
Hagen-Dazs boy.
Cool. So you shoot this Haagen-Dazs fire out of
defeated by
this.
the porpoise
Hagen-Dazs
food.
boy.
You shoot this
Impeccable.
Haagen-Dazs fire out of the cannon, and it flies over to the dragon, and you see a black smoke sort of erupt as it hits it, and as the smoke clears, you see the dragon, and it sort of blows the smoke out of the way, and it doesn't look as damaged as you thought it would. But it did do damage, just not as much.
So activating my boy and sending him off is a bonus action.
Okay.
It's an action to make him, but I already have him ready to go. So I'm gonna pull out a stick. She carries lots of sticks around, and she's gonna flip up one of her carving tools, and she's just gonna dig a little rune into it. She's gonna spin it and be like, "All right, I'm ready to go," and that's all I'm gonna do.
So I will pull one of my pistols, and as I pull the trigger aiming at the dragon, runes begin to appear along from the handle, and they kind of creep up the gun to the end of the barrel. And I will fire
Dope.
a 15.
Nice.
Fortunately, that does not hit.
All right, but we get another shot. So
Hell yeah.
I will fire again.
And I fire, and I miss, and I fire.
17.
Fire!
Unfortunately, that also misses.
Ooh.
Oh, this son of a gun's hard to hit.
So you actually do hit. It does hit this dragon does hit the Tattermaw, and just sort of recoils off of its seemingly scaly chessboard patterned scales on it. It just goes.
And with that, I will step onto the chessboard and kind of move away from it, but on the chessboard.
Cool. Is there any specific that you would like to do? Would you like to be on a white or black spot or anything like that?
I will stick to the white spots, and I will head towards the catty corner away from it.
Okay.
So 30.
I'm gonna roll a d6 real quick. Okay, so you are on a white square. It is on a black square right now.
I don't know what those squares do. I'm gonna get on the board too, but I'm gonna go in the opposite direction of Goo'Naar, so its attention is kind of split, and I'm gonna land on a white square as well. But now I'm going to, with one hand in my pocket, just point my finger at the thing, and I say, "All right, tough guy, you think you're hard to hit? Your ass is grass!" Give me a dex save DC 17.
All right. It does not make it.
All right,
Okay, so we
I have
found out
cast
what things-
Fairy Fire on the Tattermaw, meaning that it starts to light up with this glow that comes out of my finger, and I say, "Should be an easier target now." Now it can't turn invisible, which might not have been an issue at all, but also all attacks against it have advantage.
Oh, dope. How long does that last?
Oh!
It lasts
Is it concentration?
concentration up to a minute. So I
Okay.
hope it's not attacking the white squares right now.
Me and my 3d6 of sneak attack love that.
Okay. Does it have... Okay, this is very stupid. I'm sorry. It has a tail, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, we've never hit this Dairy Queen before. We don't know what it has.
You're right. I want to do a dumb thing, which is not unusual at all. I want to, if I am within enough space to do so, and I have, where'd it go? I have 40 feet of movement. Can I make it to this thing's tail
Yeah, totally.
on this turn? Awesome. I would like to roll acrobatics to try and avoid getting
Yeah,
bashed.
dope. So yeah, let's do an acrobatics, and let's say that it's a DC 15.
Cool,
that you
well, I
have.
didn't get it, so I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right. Unfortunately, they're gonna. That means they just get one attack on you.
That's fine.
Yeah, they hit you.
Alright.
They got a 19 plus. whatever
Ouchie.
Ouchie, mama. So I would say they slice at you with their hand, with their claw, and you see that they've got. It looks like red hearts on the end of like that makes up their nails. It's like the pointy part of the heart, and it goes and it just slices towards you, and you take 10 damage.
I'm gonna use my last bardic inspiration to use cutting words on that, and I say, "Len, dodge!" So I reduce that damage by 5.
Okay,
You're a
cool.
gem.
So what does that look like spell wise?
I shout, "Dodge, dodge, dodge, dodge!" And then I think the ripple kind of like hits Len and gives him a little boost to kind of like make it graze him a little bit more.
Amazing. And
Nice.
Len, please continue.
All right. So I'm running. I like try to avoid it out of the way. Don't quite get there, but then that little thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, here I go. And I would like to get to the tail. And so how many feet would that have been?
I said that the square was about like 60 by 60, so I would say
60,
it's
yeah.
like 30 feet to
Okay.
get to the dragon.
Can I use my last 10 feet of movement to try and go on this thing's back?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
That is a 9.
Total.
Yep.
Oh no.
I would say right now I'll roll a d6, and if it's 4 or above, you can use that sort of advantage-y thing that Dezzy cast for this roll, and if not, then you can. So you have advantage on this because you're trying to jump on his boy to probably attack it.
It's a 10 with advantage.
Okay. So yes, the dragon rolled a 14, so you do not, and it did not have any modifiers. So you try to jump on it, and it just sort of and like moves out of the way, just sort of like steps and like moves its tail, and is like trying to find you, but you don't successfully jump on it.
All right, that's fine. I want to unarmed strike this bad boy. That's an 11 to hit.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Yeehaw.
You have a
11
bonus
with
action martial
advantage?
arts to attack again.
Oh, even with advantage? Sorry,
Yeah,
I
it's
did
like,
not
yeah,
roll
you do
with
have
advantage. That's a 14 to hit with advantage.
Does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. And then somebody else said something that
You
I
got a
could do.
bonus
and I-
action attack as well because you're a monk.
Oh, heck yeah.
Do you have that?
Now that one is another 14 to hit.
God dang.
What?
Okay.
Damn.
So Donahue, what does this look like? Do you think it's maybe being caused because you're a little bit too drunk?
Yes.
Um,
Definitely.
so obviously
Actually,
it's
no,
all
it's not. Never
a
mind.
fire and I miss and I fire and I miss and I fire and I miss. Like, what does this look like?
I feel like there's certain points in time where like I got it and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm doing great and I'm really like with the rhythm of stuff, but I feel like the chessboard itself is disorienting to me, and my eyes keep like darting from place to place to place, and the camera like follows that, and like I feel like the angle is like the camera angle starts to get about as wobbly as my vision, and I just seem out of rhythm. And I think every time I keep trying to go for it, it's just not quite where it is, and it's always like a nice clean swing. I'm a puncher, I'm not a kicker.
I mean,
so
I think you actually do hit. It's just like you're hitting in the wrong spots, or it's like, you know, this is a dragon, so it's like, you know, difficult to find weak spots.
Yeah. I feel like I just keep hitting like bad things.
Cool.
And it like hurts my fist, and at the end I'm like, that hurt. No.
So you run out there, maybe like do a cool roll as the dragon just steps around you, and you try to get to the back, you try to jump on, and it moves the tail as it's trying to find you, and you land back on the ground, you try to attack it. You do hit the scales, but it's just like, and it seems like it doesn't notice you, and you're like, I don't think I'm doing any damage. And anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, next turn.
Yeah, it's the Tattermaw.
Oh no.
I would say it probably goes towards the thing that actually damaged it. You see the Tattermaw just sort of, it doesn't use its wings, and it just, and it moves diagonally, and it goes towards the edge of the chessboard, and it's going to try to hit your cannon. Luckily, I'm using this die because it's not a very good die for people, but they had 3 attacks, they missed twice, but they did get a crit on the last one. So that's 13 damage.
Okay, she's fine.
Concern.
So I would say it sort of runs up there and just sort of rears up, and you see the heart on its chest, and then you see that there's something written on its belly, and it looks like it's like 4 verses of something, and you'd have to do some sort of perception or something to figure out what that is, but it's definitely like gold sort of writing on it, and it goes to swipe at your cannon, and the cannon like moves out of the way the first time, and then it tries to bite at it and it misses the cannon, and then the last one, it just sort of like puts its claws on the cannon and just like pushes it down into the ground, almost like you hear a little bit of a crunch come from your cannon. And it looks very angry. And then you and then you see its the pupils in its eyes switches to a rook.
It can
Jackdaw's
only
next.
move in a straight line now. Okay, I'm not gonna go on the chessboard. I don't trust that. I'm gonna shoot it because of the fairy fire. I get advantage. My crossbow is a +2 crossbow. Does that make it a magic item or no?
It does.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Well, that's a 17 + 9.
That hits.
Yes!
22 damage, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide, please.
Hide in them hedges.
With Skulker, I can hide even if I'm lightly obscured. So I'm gonna
where do you
lightly
want to be?
obscure myself.
Where do you want to be lightly obscured?
I'd like to be behind some hedges, so that I can pop out, and for it to be not within my line of sight, but for it to not be able to see me.
Okay. So I would say, so since you are at the bottom, like here, do you want to just go back, or do you want to like go over to the side or something?
I'll go over to the side.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so you like maybe go over here or something like that.
And
So you go over to the side and hide in the bushes. Give me a stealth.
that's a 12 + 10, 22.
Okay. I think that gets their passive. But I guess we'll see. So you, what does this shot look like? Because it definitely does some pretty beefy damage there.
I like that heart, so I'm gonna shoot it in that painted little heart.
Cool.
It's like a painted target, right? So
I mean, I would say it doesn't hit there. If you do want to hit a specific point, you can say that
Okay.
before you roll, because it might be more difficult to hit
oh,
that.
that's fair.
But
That's fair.
I would say maybe it hits like near it or something like that. So
And it's made of like chessboard material, right?
I would say it looks
Can it like make a
it
nice
is.
little crack noise and like start a little
that sounds cool.
crack going?
So you raise up your crossbow, let this bolt loose, and it just flies through the air and like cracks right next to the heart, and you see like, and actually like when it cracks, a bunch of little chess pieces like to sort of like fall onto the ground, and it goes like,
Ooh.
and it's like looking around at whoever did that as you just slink back into the hedges.
Where's that gif of Homer Simpson going back into
Exactly.
the hedges? That's me.
It's exactly what's happening.
NPCs and then something else.
NPCs? Okay, well, the old lady doesn't know what is going on, so she's just gonna, I guess, I'll roll a d6 and see where she wanders.
Oh no.
She starts to wander towards the dragon.
Are you kidding me?
She's like, oh, what's all the ruckus about? But she does not make it to the dragon yet. And then we see Dittering is kind of like looking at the thing underneath its belly. It looks like he's looking pretty hard, and then he tries to cast a spell at it. And we'll see if it works. Oh, dang! He got a crit, baby.
Nice.
So he casts some sort of cold-looking spell at it. You see him sort of put his hands together, and little icicles form on his palms, and then it coalesces in between his hands into a little ice spike, and then he shoots it off, and it hits one of the dragon's shoulders, and he goes and looks back towards him, and he's like, "Whoops!" I mean, uh-oh. And stutters and starts to walk onto the chessboard and tries to get away from it. And next turn. So I guess his next turn is the other.
There's something else.
Something else.
Something
So what was the stealth that you rolled?
22.
Okay, so don't fire. You see from the hedges, this little, it looks like a teapot on a saucer, just comes up, floats up from a hedge, and just sort of like flies towards Snitch, and just sort of like the teapot just breaks on you, and does just like 2 damage to you.
Rude.
And then we see from another hedge a big ol' chess piece, horse piece comes out,
no.
and you while all of this is happening, you hear from this voice like, and so a couple of pieces came to play with the villains, and the a horse piece comes out and tries to fly at. Oh, who was it? Oh, yeah, it flied at Dittering. It just moves really quickly, and Dittering just jumps out of the way, actually, as it just barely misses him. And then we see a couple of cards coming out from the hedge mages that are sort of like floating in the air and like spinning around, and it looks like it's looking around the hedge mage for something and can't find it. And that is that turn.
I want to try to see what's under this thing's tummy. I want to read that tum.
Okay, give me a perception.
Okay.
As you see a teapot just break on you.
And I'm like, I'm trying to read! I got a 16.
Yes. Okay, so you're able to read it. You spot it. What it says is, finding my name, you'll need great luck. Answers from riddles past will get you unstuck. A short name indeed, or I'll run amok. Find it quick, and I'll surely be awestruck. So that is the little riddle that is on the thing. But I will say that if anyone has any ideas, Snitch has to first tell you that they've seen the riddle. So that is what you read.
The moment I see it and read it, I'm reading it out loud. I'm yelling this to the ether.
Okay.
So that we can all get in on that.
What was after Cloud? I'm shouting.
Undertaker!
Oh, what?
So you hear that voice again and be like, good luck.
I'm gonna beat your invisible ass!
Is it Skyfall?
Nothing happens. So anything
I
else
thought
you'd like
that'd
to
be
do on your
funny
turn?
considering the theme. I'm gonna cast a spell at it. I think I'm just gonna run further away so it has a harder time hitting me later.
Like this way, this way.
Yeah, I'll go that way.
Cool. Okay.
Just further.
Okay,
Just
so you
away.
start to run away from it. What else would you like to do?
I would like to cast Shatter on it.
Okay, cool. Oh, I don't think it's gonna meet it.
15.
Oh, wait a second. It does. It just meets it. It has con of
no.
+9. That's insane.
That's an insane con.
Yeah, it's big.
So it
It's
meets
large.
it.
So it still takes half.
Oh, yeah, it takes up.
14, so it takes 7 damage.
Dope.
I'd like to activate my cannon boy, and I'm gonna be like, "Get it, Bertha!" And it's gonna activate again.
Okay.
And shoot its flamethrower. So,
Okay. Dex save?
Right. Yes.
Ooh, I got a 19 without modifiers.
God dang it,
So
Adam!
I think half damage, right?
6 more damage.
So what does this all look like?
So Snitch sort of like just starts booking it away, and as she's running, she turns around, she goes, "Suck it, chess nerd!" And she shoots off Shatter. And it just it sounds like shattering glass, just like aggressively amplified and just shooting off towards this creature. And I feel like it shakes it a little bit, but it shakes it off. And then she's like, "God dang it, Bertha!" And then Bertha plants herself back down again, shimmies down, and then kerchunk, boom, shoots off another flamethrower biddy.
Beautiful.
And that does as much as you can.
Awesome. So you run around, cast this spell, saying they're chess nerds, and then it sort of like blasts off of one of the shoulders. You see a couple of chess pieces fly off of it, and then when you do that, it sort of like sounds like shattering glass. One of the little coffee men on top of the little card archway, like it falls to the ground. But they get up, and you're like but it looks like they have like there's like a little tag on the back of them, and you can't quite see what it says. But one has fallen down from the card archway, and then you shoot the other cannon, and then it creates this black smoke on the dragon. Then it just like moves through this smoke as it growls at you again.
So, I want to. First of all, what size is this creature?
It is technically a large creature.
Perfect. I want to move deeper onto the chessboard, and I want to parallel it so that it is between me and the edge of the board.
So you move up to that one.
And that's going to be a 25.
Yeah.
So you are shooting at it?
I'm shooting at it. I'm
Yes.
going to use the superiority die.
You definitely hit it with a 25.
That is 20 points of damage,
Ooh.
and it has to make a strength saving throw, which I'm sure it's terrible at those.
Oh, absolutely.
It's only DC 14.
Oh, snap. It got a crit fail, baby.
So I push
Yes.
it.
Finally, a crit we can work with.
I push it 15 feet straight away from me.
Okay, so you want to push it
board?
off of the board?
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Dope.
Let's
I'm
go,
gonna
Battle
say-
Master.
I'm gonna say that it needs to make a. Okay, cool. Dope. All right. So what is it? What does this look like? This first shot.
So the first shot, so I kind of like, as I kind of like, I take a running shot at it, drawing another pistol, throwing my cloak out, firing at the back of its head, and it just like hits it in the back and staggers it forward.
Awesome. So you see it stagger forward, and you see it kind of look at the grass, and its wings sort of unfurl, but its hands sort of like touch the grass, and you see like its hand starts to crumble a little bit as it hits, and it takes about 18 damage.
Touching the grass? It touched
touch
grass?
some grass, kid. Go touch some
Go
grass.
touch grass! Hey, your ass had better go touch grass!
And with that,
That
I'll
was
take
some
another shot.
foreshadowing.
With that, I'll take another shot aiming for the same spot, hitting AC 27.
Yes, that hits.
Another 18 points of damage as I spend another superiority die. And this time, instead of pushing shot, I want to use maneuvering shot, and I yelled, "Donahue, move your ass! Get in there!" You can now expend your reaction to move up to half your speed, and you ignore attacks of opportunity.
Cool.
Oh,
I would say you definitely
Nice.
you like already make it there if you want to do that, Donahue.
yeah, let's go, baby.
Cool. So yeah, so let's just say so to let's see, to summarize the turns that have happened thus far.
Sus?
Susly.
It's all
It's all sus. So you all appeared, the dragon went around this door, and then we see the cannon come out, boom, shoot some fire at the dragon like moves through it, and then you just fire off some shots, fire and you miss, you fire and you miss, and it just sort of bounces off these scales of the dragon. Then we see Donahue run up very drunkenly and try to ka-ka-ka-ka, and it doesn't work. And then Dezzy casts a spell on it, and then Jackdaw releases a crossbow bolt and then hides in the bushes. And then we see your little librarian friend shoot a spell at it, the old lady wandering close, and then a bunch of tea set smashes into Snitch, and then a giant chess piece comes out of the hedge and just flies at the librarian, who dodges it out of the way, and some cards are floating around looking for Jackdaw. And then the Tattermot like smashes a little bit Snitch's cannon. The dragon sort of like reels back. Snitch reads this thing from it, and then Goo'Naar goes around, shoots it in the back of the head as the dragon stumbles forward, touches the grass, and some of its hands crumble a little bit, and then shoots it again, moving it a little bit more, but it does not go more on the grass, and we see Donahue running up towards it. And next turn.
I'm gonna shout to the crew. All right, we got Cloud, we got Undertaker. What else?
Porcupine.
Porcupine.
Or a tree. Remember, it was also
Both
maybe
of
a
them
pine
began
tree.
with a P.
C-U-P. Cup. I see the teapot. I look around. I feel like someone else's talents might be better served to this. So right now, what I'm gonna do is the Tattermall has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Cool. It definitely got it. Got an 18 naturally.
Are you kidding me? All right, so vicious mockery doesn't work. Let's see.
What do you say to it to try to do vicious mockery? Because it's like obviously you tried to ridicule it in some way, but it just didn't work.
Hey, you look like a kitchen tile. You belong on the floor. Your ass belongs on the floor. God damn it! Listen to me.
You see the rook on its eye look towards you,
no.
and it just goes. And goes back to whatever it was doing.
Cup. Look around. Guys, find a cup. I do a combat roll onto a white square next to myself.
Cool. Awesome. So you're still in line with it.
Oh, I'm getting out of line with it because
Okay.
I'm moving to a left to right square. Cup, guys. Whatever the hell that means.
I see you pee. Except without the eye.
Where? What?
Next turn.
That's Len.
All right. Wait, that is me. Yep, that's me. Hi, that's my name. I remember that. I'm right next to it, right? So I
Yeah.
can just start beating the shit out of it?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I want to do...
I mean, do you want to try to jump on top of it like you did?
Yes.
Like you wanted
Yes,
to.
I do.
So
I
give me that
absolutely
same thing that you did last time. They'll make contested with their dexterity.
It's a whole 8. Isn't that fun? I love that.
They
for
got a
me.
19, so I wasn't very
God
confident in your
damn.
roll. So you do not jump on its back.
Sheesh.
Throw out your dice. And what else would you like to do?
We've been telling Maddie
well-
this since day one.
Listen.
Throw out your dice.
My dice were in the freezer for a week as their punishment, and it still didn't work.
I think that made them mad.
Yeah.
Get some new dice.
Yeah, they're like,
I need more dice. Yes, naughty dice go in the freezer.
the weird things we do when we play D&D.
Naughty dice go in the freezer. Anyway,
My dice rolled low, so I put them in the freezer because they were being naughty.
That sounds so deranged to normal people.
Bad
Well, that didn't work. Maybe
dice.
the microwave next time.
It's like
Michael.
my bad dice
Yeah,
go
okay,
in
I'll
the
be right
microwave.
back. Okay, so now I do want to just I try that. I probably fall off, stumble off a little bit, and I do want to try to beat the shit out of it.
All right, give me those beating moves.
I got a net 20, so that's a
Okay, that's a hit.
1d6 to hit.
Just roll to see if you hit. Just roll to see if all of your attacks, just to see if they hit first.
That was it's 14. And then I would also like to use a key point, so that I can do
Flurry of blows?
Flurry of blows.
Cool.
Drop
So
off a
12 damage.
Yay!
So what does this really good punch look like?
So I feel like it's the last one that happens. I feel like we're still a little off balance because we're still like, oh, this is a chessboard. I feel like in between turns I definitely like took a little swig because I'm like, I just gotta sober up a little bit, get in there. And then I feel like, listen, that's how it works. But I feel like just like the camera is still doing this fun little like shaky thing that's like in my vision, and then there's a moment where I just kind of take a breath, and like it's just like slow motion and everything just lines up really, really well, and I just like land this beautiful uppercut on some part of this beast that is it's a little fleshy bit, and it like hurts. Maybe it's like an armpit. I don't know. Do dragons have
Okay.
armpits?
Yeah.
They
So I mean,
do now.
since you're near the back, it's probably like maybe,
leg pit.
Yeah, a leg pit. You punch near the leg pit.
Pit?
So yeah.
Like the back of a knee?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
A leg pit.
So you're just like, so you're like kicking and punching, and then you're like, and then just one just sort of like, Kitcha! And right in the leg pit.
The leg pit.
And it's just like, it's kind of like when you hit like a funny bone, the dragon's like, and you see it kind of like
What kind of
moving its
monk are you?
I drunken master, baby.
That doesn't mean you have to drink, Glenn.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it is.
Right in the
Stop
name.
whenever I want.
So you hit it, and it's kind of like moving its leg irritatingly.
After you flurry of blows, because you're a drunken monk, you can tipsy sway and move without getting attacked.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, so then where do you want to move to? Behind you, there is the archway that's going above the thing with the teapot and the waterfall. There's also a little coffee cake man that has landed over there. And in front of
I
you
wanna
is the
go-
dragon and all that kind of stuff.
I want to go see the copy cake man.
Okay, so you walk over there, and he's like, "What's up?"
And I nod back at him and be like, hey, you fell pretty far there. You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Didn't you say it had a little note on it too?
Yeah, he's facing you though. It's on the note's on his back.
Okay. Cool. Never mind. I wouldn't know that then. You're like,
No. I mean,
cool.
you saw the note. It's just like like
Ah.
when you're walking up, he turned around because he's gonna talk to you.
Oh, cool. All right. You get something on your back. You know that?
Oh, I do. Turns
Yeah, you
around
do.
and it says "Eat me" on the note. He's like, "Where is
Oh
it?"
no!
He's like, "Where's the note?" And he's kind of like
thank
trying to
you.
get it.
I found it. And I think I just kind of like put my hand through my hair and I take another swig. I do want to take a little chompy chomp.
Okay, so do you just like how do you do this? Like, do you just grab him? Do you like, "Hey sir, may I take a bite?" Like, what do you do?
I think I just grab him.
Okay, what do you bite off?
His
I don't know,
butt.
probably a piece of his head, I guess.
Okay. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Ow! What are you? Well, actually, it didn't really hurt, but I mean, I don't appreciate it.
I'm sorry, man. I just,
And then you look at the little coffee cake man, and it seems like the coffee cake man just gets smaller in your hand, but instead you're actually getting bigger. You have cast enlarge on yourself. If someone else can look up that spell and tell Maddie what that does, that would be great.
I'll
You
message
get
you
an
today.
advantage on strength checks, and
Nice.
it gives you an extra die for damage.
Dope.
Nice.
Wow. Amazing.
So you are one size bigger, so you are now a large.
And you weigh 8 times what you normally weigh.
I'm a big boy now.
Len, your ass is huge!
Oh my.
So, anything else you'd
my
like
turn.
to do?
That's it.
Okay, next turn.
That's the Tattermon.
It's probably gonna go for you, Goo'Naar, because it is moving diagonally. It just moves one, moves here, and it turns around and it moves back, and you see that its like front paws are sort of cracking, and it just sort of rears up and inhales, and it shoots just thousands of sharp cards out of its mouth, just sort of like flying out of its mouth. And I'm going to need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Well, that's going to be an 18.
Dang, good job. Otherwise, you would have taken 45 damage. You only take 22 damage now.
Oh my.
So this is
This
what you
thing
meant when
can
it was
one-shot me.
Yes.
I'm hiding good.
Did you know the original damage that it does? It originally does 56 damage.
I don't want to
I
know.
lessened it because it's ridiculous. Okay, anyways. So what does it look like when you dodge this? But obviously you still get hit by some of it. So what does that look like?
So it completely shreds my clothes, revealing half plate that I'm wearing, mithril half plate that I'm wearing underneath of it. Yeah! I don't even think I really got it out of the way. I just kind of did one of these.
So I just like cut up the non-mithril parts of your body.
And it totally wrecked my hat. Partner,
Oh,
me
no.
and you are going to have words over this.
Oh no.
So you see just like thousands of cards just shooting out, and they're just razor sharp. So after it finishes, there's just like cards, razor sharp cards just blanketing all around you, and then like stuck in your armor, and like probably stuck on your arms still, and on your face that wasn't covered. So you're just like having like a crown of sharp cards all over your body. And then it will hold its movement.
Oh, hello. I'm gonna shoot it with my crossbow. I'm very scared. That's a 17 plus 9. That gets
Yes,
it.
you definitely hit.
So 22 damage total.
Yeah.
Dope. So where do you shoot this thing?
I'm just aiming for anything, and I would also like to bonus action hide.
Okay, cool.
Rehide.
So I'm going to roll something real quick. Okay. So the cards that are floating around in the hedge around that was trying to look for you, they do not spot you.
Okay.
Before you're able to try to rehide.
Well-
But you step out of or I guess maybe just raise your crossbow while you're inside of the hedges, and we see a bolt just fly out of the hedges, and it just hits them right in the back between their shoulder blades, and there's like and like slams back down onto the chessboard, cracking the chessboard a little bit. And you can see that little cracks are starting to form around this shatter or the Tattermaw. Maybe I should have called it the Shattermaw. That's kind of cool. Ooh. Anyways, too late now. So the Tattermaw, so you see cracks are starting to form around it, and pieces are starting to fall off slowly. And it does not look happy about the situation.
I am rehiding for a 28.
Yes. God does not find you. So
I
My
am
sins
so
can't catch me
hidden.
now.
yes. So yes, you rehide after shooting that bolt deep within its shoulder blades. And next turn.
That is the NPCs and the something else.
Okay. So we see Dittering just be like, and he's like looking at the chest, and then he's like, sorry guys. And then he runs up to the dragon, and he tries to jump inside of its mouth. And
What?
Whoa.
What?
Is there a cup in there? Hey asshole, what are you doing?
So you see Dittering dive into the dragon's mouth, and the dragon just like closes its mouth around him after he's jumped inside, and you see a little of blood spray out. And you
Librarian man.
see as it swallows. and the little old lady's like, "Oh dear, what's happening?" And she walks away from the dragon.
Good.
Because no one is wrangling her. She doesn't know what's happening, and she's just like, "I don't know what." Oh,
Somebody grab her, point her towards the dragon, and give her the Heimlich maneuver. We can get her to breathe.
Yeah. So then, you hear the dragon sort of swallow, and then it spits something out, and you see this little red circular ruby that it spit out of its mouth.
What?
And next
I thought
turn,
it was gonna be a cup. What's happening?
Gu'Naar, you do not get hit. Donahue. Wait, what was your AC, Donahue?
16.
Okay, yeah. So Donahue, Dezzy, and Snitch, you all get hit just for 3 damage. As you see, Snitch, those cards that were around the hedges seem to lose interest, and they just like fly at you like a swarm of bees, and they just sort of like cutting you up, and then they sort of like fall apart after they're done cutting you. And Dezzy, you see the big horse chess piece fly towards you and boom, just like hit you, and you stumble back, but it only does 3 damage. And then Donahue, you see 2 little tea saucers flying towards you, and then they just sort of like collide on your shoulders and back.
I kept fairy fire by 1.
Okay.
I rolled concentration.
Amazing.
Good.
I would say, Donahue, this is technically a projectile.
That's
these
what I was
things.
looking
Yeah, I was like, I saw your face, and you're like,
You want to catch
so would
it?
you like to try to catch it? Why don't you roll? No, you do catch both of them. You catch both of them, and you don't take any damage because they each did 3 damage. So yeah, where would you like to throw these saucers? What does it look like when you catch them, and where do you throw them?
Very cool. I want to toss them at I almost called it the letter Kenny, but that's not right. The Tattermaw.
At the letter Kenny.
Yeah. So I want to toss them back at the Tattermaw. It's a 19 plus.
That hits.
Plus
that
6,
hits.
I believe.
I'll say just roll a d6 for damage.
And that is a 5.
Amazing. Yeah. So you throw. You just. Oh, what does it look like when you catch and throw this thing? You hit it.
I feel like it's the kind of thing where just like going off of the theme that we're putting forward, the camera angle just sharpens up, and you like see through my eyes as I see like these things coming at me like out of my periphery, and I just kind of snatch it midair and then just like snatch and toss, and I feel like the Tattermaw is like kind of behind me too, so it's just like a whoosh in the other direction. Very cool, very fast.
You see like the backside of the Tattermaw as it just sort of like spit out a gem, and it just feels like it break against its tail, and it's like but it did hurt it. It was like but very, very funny.
This brittle is really annoying me. I'm trying to think of it. I suck at this stuff.
Give me an intelligence something or intelligence save.
Give me a 25.
What did you? Sorry, I cut you off.
25.
Okay, so I would say a couple of things come to mind. First, which is something that it felt like might have been overlooked in the haste, but Dittering's story and the old lady's story did not match up. And it seemed like Dittering was probably putting on some sort of voice. And I mean, he's probably dead now, you're not quite sure. But that cup, the thing that Dezzy is shouting out, is obviously not right. So maybe try something else.
Come on, guys, it's obviously cup.
Who was that guy that ran by and said, "You'll never guess my name," and then said his name?
Oh, I got it down.
I would say, Snitch, with your saving throw, you realize that is not their name, but their
Crinkle Hoister End! I'm shouting out of the sky.
their name was Crinkle Hoistrind, which is a different version of Rumpelstiltskin. A Crinkle Hoistrind. But that is not the name either. But you feel like you are all heading in the right direction.
Oh, God.
With Crinkle Hoister End?
No, with a cup. With those letters, perhaps differently.
NPC!
There's no N.
CPU?
So,
Gotta build a computer.
that is what you think in your mind. I'll also just read it for you again, just one more time. Finding my name, you'll need great luck. Answers from riddles past will get you unstuck. A short name indeed, or I'll run amok. Find it quick, and I'll surely be awestruck. So, Snitch, what would you like to do on your turn?
So there's two things I'd like to do. A, my favorite number, A, I would like to initiate my cannon baby and have her fire it off. Big Bertha's time. And my other favorite number, B, I would like to do something a little crazy.
A little unconventional.
A little unconventional, if you would. I would like to take the apple that I took from the tree and get it set up in the sling that I have, and I'd like to try to get this thing in this creature's mouth.
Dope.
I want to try to make it eat this apple.
Awesome. So I guess give me an attack with your cannon, and then give me an attack with just like a ranged weapon to try to get that thing.
You make a dexterity for the cannon. I'm gonna make attack.
It beats that.
Darn it. Okay, well it takes half damage.
Okay.
So half of 7. God dang it.
It's rounded down, so it takes 3.
On the bright side, I did get a nat 20 on that ranged attack.
La 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 la. Amazing. So yeah, you what does this look like when you just drop that bad boy right in the dragon's mouth? And also, what do you do to like get its attention? Because it seems like its attention is on probably the thing that smashed into its tail just now. So it's like, it looks like it's turning around towards the archway, and you're on the other side of the board.
So I'm going to have this idea where I'm like, I shouldn't have eaten that apple, and it probably shouldn't eat that apple. And then I'm gonna run back over towards where my cannon is, where Big Bertha is, and I'm gonna use Big Bertha as the thing that like draws its attention back over here. And then once the smoke clears, I'm like, open wide, and I just send it flying.
So we see this cannon shoot the fire out again, and then as it hits the dragon, it makes all of this black smoke, and the dragon turns around, and you see its mouth come through the smoke as it's like looking for what's going on. Its mouth is open, and we see Snitch say, "Open wide!" And then shoot this apple, and it and it's gonna make a con save.
Now we get to figure out what they do.
I would say it's probably dead. Oh gosh, well yeah, I forgot that it has really crazy con.
Are you serious?
It has a +9 to con saves. But
Fighting words.
I am out of Bardic for that.
But that does not mean that just means that it does not take continuous. I will not tell you the amount of damage that it takes, but you do. It is already looking bad. So then you shoot this apple in its mouth, and it goes, and it's like it doesn't like what's going on, and it spreads its wings and it starts to fly up, just hovering about 10 feet above it, and it's like, and it starts like clawing at its own sort of throat, and it like spits something up, and you see like black mixed with chess pieces and cards. Ooh. And it's like there's blackness that's kind of like leaking out of the side of its mouth, and it does not look happy. And you see all of the chess pieces in its eyes are like going ding 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 ding, and they keep like switching around to different ones as it looks like very angry right now. But it's looking real bad. Next turn.
Okay.
That's a 27.
That does hit.
Sheesh.
Are you trying to hit it anywhere specifically? If you'd like, you can do that with his second hit if you'd like to hit it anywhere specifically.
No, I'm just right in the chest, and I don't push it straight away from us. For 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And it's a strength DC 14 to not be pushed.
Yeah, it succeeds that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
How much damage did you say? 12?
13, just 13. But that's a critical.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So this first shot rings out, and it does go straight through that heart as it flies out the other side, and you see more black blood oozing out the front, and little chess pieces falling out, and cards flying out. And it's like,
That is 29 points of damage
for the second hit.
for the second hit, and another push attempt shows strength DC 14.
So, Dave, what does it look like when you kill the Tatterball?
So I guess this time I take aim at that little red heart on its chest. Apparently that was the only place that didn't really have any armor on it, and just blows a hole, into the heart and then out the back with the bigger exit wound than entry wound.
Awesome. So we
And
see
then it just like collapses and splays.
amazing. So we see you level your
Amazing.
pistol up with the arcane symbols on it, and they glow. What sort of color does the arcane symbols glow on your
Like a Azure blue.
Cool. So it glows this awesome blue, and it sort of like charges up. The first shot from your first gun as you like set off, it goes through the heart spot, and it still looks like it's up. And then you aim the last one, and do you say anything cool right before you fire this last shot at them?
No, as I fire, I just spit my toothpick out in its direction.
Yeah!
And then as you spit, the hammer of your gun hits the back of activating the gun, and the bullet shoots out, and we see a side shot of the dragon as it gets very I think I did this once before. It gets very artsy, where it's like there's only like two colors. So as it hits the dragon, it's like a red background with just the black silhouette of the dragon as the bullet's going through the back, and then it goes back to the real this sort of Alice in Wonderland land, and then it just falls as it cracks the chess board beneath it as it lands.
And that's Alice in Wonderland, not Alice
Yeah.
in Wonderland.
I mean,
That's Alice in
technically, it's
Wonderland.
called Odd Realm. That's what I called it. But
That
no
sounds
one
like
ever.
an MMORPG.
Yeah. Whatever. So the JJRPG monster is dead, and you all are out of initiative. So the dragon lands, boom, as it's dead, and you see it starts to turn back into liquid and go back towards, or like sort of covering the chessboard again. And where the location of the door was before, it pops back up to the door, and you see chains are wrapped around this door. And as the dragon is sort of melting away, you see someone just sort of like flies out of it, and you see there's this satyr that's just sort of floating in the air, legs crossed, looking very pleased with himself, with a little blue coat, a little blue waistcoat. And can I get two other details about this very mischievous looking satyr?
The
Monocle.
horns are
The way-
pink.
Monocle. And what was the other one?
Pink horns.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Why not?
Awesome. So I would say with most satyrs, they have like human eyes, but this one has goat eyes. So those little like
Yeah.
slits.
They turn, yep.
Yeah.
like
So
that.
you see this thing sort of like fly out and be like, well, congratulations for defeating my wonderful little pet. But I guess the question is, will you actually be able to escape? I guess we won't know.
You sound a lot like my friend Mark Hamill.
Maybe. I don't know who that is, but he seems like a very handsome man, I'm sure.
So,
And he starts floating around, legs crossed, with his little blue coat and pink horns, just floating around the space.
Dittering!
I'm still.
Where was that ruby he dropped?
Right on the floor.
Can I grab it?
So as you pick it up, it turns to ash. It seems
Oh,
as if
goddammit.
it was fake.
Okay.
Huh.
What do you guys think about He said it was a short name. Answers to
Alright.
riddles past. What about Hyde? I'm just ignoring the satyr at this point. Like the name of.
I'm thinking Puck.
Puck.
When you
I mean-
when you say the word puck, the chains drop down to the floor.
Hey, there you go, man.
And
Nice.
you see, as you say that, you all remember. You don't know how you forgot this, but you know that the god of mischief in this world's name is Puck. And for some reason, when you entered this, you just seemingly forgot that. And the riddles were the only way to remember it. And so the chains drop, and you see the satyr be like, ooh, wonderful, wonderful. Looks like I guess you've all escaped now. Wonderful,
I wanna
wonderful
cast Shatter
job.
on him.
Give me an attack.
He makes a con save.
Oh, he succeeds.
Damn it.
He has legendary actions.
I don't care. I'm just like, I hate your stupid goat ass! Just make a little explosion in his face.
So you cast this, and then he just sort of pops up somewhere else. He's like, ooh, nice try. Do you really think I'm actually here? I left a long time ago. I'm just having a little bit of fun.
All right, Mr. Puck, right, Goo'Naar? That was it.
Yeah.
Well, you guessed it. All I did was move the letters.
And as you see on the door, now that the chains are gone, it's just a simple door, simple handle, but on where like the keyhole would be, there is that sort of indentation, that circular indentation that looked like it was missing from the front of the book. It looks exactly, this is the exact same indentation, but it's missing something. And you could deduce that that gem that turned to ash would have perfectly fit there.
Damn.
So then,
Gonna need another one of those. Snitch, you think you can whip one of them up?
If I knew how to make gemstones that big, you think I'd still be working with you tools?
I thought maybe you did it for the company and the ambiance.
All right.
So it looks like you've all found out that you needed that little gem. Yes, it seems like you're trapped here forever. How wonderful. Did you know who your friend was that abandoned you? Any sort of little guess? Any guess at all?
Not at all.
No,
I have no idea.
I mean, he said his name was Dittering.
Oh yes,
I don't know.
that definitely was not Dittering. Dittering's right here. And he snaps his finger, and you see someone who's like appears, and they seem to be passed out, and their clothes are missing. And he's like, yes, a very well-trained thief by the name of Pagemaster. And those involved in the crime world remember this name Pagemaster as someone who is a thief that would steal rare gems, but they would leave pages and pages of notes about how they did it, very detailed, and they still have not been caught. He's like, yes, I manipulated all of them. Someone to move the book in and someone to go and retrieve it because it was oh so boring being in here. But there's no chance he's going to come back. He's the most selfish thief I've ever known. And then the door cracks open and a little gem, clink, 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 lands with a little note tied to it.
I dive.
And you see Puck be like, what? But no, but no! And he bursts into a bunch of sparkles and confetti. And then
The Dragonborn is Pagemaster.
And then
Oh my-
he reappears. His face, Puck's face reappears right next to you all, and he's like, "I'll see you all again. Oh, don't
God.
deny it." And then he disappears.
I didn't like that slurping
I'm
noise.
gonna
he
wave
made.
him off.
That was a lot. I
I
didn't like
liked
that.
him.
Really?
I uncrumpled the note attached to the
Oh.
gem.
Who was
Call
that
everyone over to
strange
look at
man? And you unfold the note, and you see it says, "Thought you could use this," and it says, "Signed, Pagemaster."
Well, that was nice.
What in the goddamn?
Don't know whether to be insulted or like grateful. Probably both. I
This-
suppose.
At this point, I think we should just take what we can get and
That's
mosey on
true.
out of here.
Yeah.
Grab the old lady, I suppose. Let's go.
No, where are we going?
We're going home.
Wait, before we go, can I grab some of those little cake men?
Yeah, sure. So you go
We're all
and
getting souvenirs.
so there's like 3 cake men up there. So do you grab all 3?
I'll grab all 3.
Okay, so you grab them. They're like, hey, what's going on? Put them in my pocket.
Coming with me.
I'm a good cake. And so you take all the little cakes and you put them in your pockets.
Yep.
In your pockets.
In case I ever in my life need to go huge again.
Amazing.
Wonder if they work.
So what is everyone doing?
Am I still big?
Yes.
Oh no.
Len, we'll leave the door open for you, pal.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Maybe you eat another thing that gets smaller or something? I don't know.
Are there any more? And I'm gonna look around.
Yeah, so maybe there's what is the reverse one? What is the one that makes you
was
smaller?
the-
It looks like. No, we're making up a new one. So what does the one look like
okay.
that makes you smaller?
Candy
Maddie.
cane.
I like a candy cane. Yeah.
Okay, so you see a little candy cane person walking around that has a sticker on the back and it says "Eat me." It does not tell you what it does, but he's like, "Hey, what's that?"
It's Len. He'll eat anything.
I walk up to it and I'm like, hey,
Oh, what's that?
hey, what's that over there?
Oh,
And
that's
I
the
point off
card.
into the distance, and then I grab him and I go, and I
whoa.
chomp off a piece of his little head.
So you eat him and then you shrink back to normal size.
All right, so should we get going?
That was horrifying.
I never thought I'd miss the gritty streets of Tarrodean.
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 The Elvish
Sorry,
accent.
This
that's
place
just
is
like-
really messing with my head.
Listen,
You
we'll
see,
go home.
you see the camera sort of pan over to like 4 other candy cane people, and they're like, and they just look horrified and they run away. And then it goes back to the group.
All right.
I guess I'm heading out that door.
Let's go, shall we?
Let's skedaddle, boys.
I'm gonna look at Goo'Naar and I'm gonna be like, hey, that was some pretty good fighting there.
Well, thanks. You did pretty well yourself, but hopefully we don't have to fight any more chess dragons.
Yeah, I wasn't
That-
good at that.
It would be preferred, yeah.
Maybe this page master guy will show up again. Maybe direct us towards whoever's behind all these things that are going on. You're looking for someone, and I don't know. There's a whole wide world out there. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
You're right about
And I
that.
would say one person can give me an investigation check.
I think it's
Snitch?
Yeah. Oh my god, I got a natural 20.
I would say you have like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast, where you just like everything just sort of makes sense, and you figure out that the series of events is that you
They
don't know
unfortunate.
why, but the page master showed up at this library, went to steal this gem, and unintended consequences happened where everyone got sucked into the book. And then he was pretending to be someone, had the gem still on them, and then, escaped by jumping into the mouth and going through the door. Yeah, I guess that's what you
Oh, the door
know.
was in the mouth. Well, yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's what you get. And if you perhaps maybe interrogated someone or something like that, and perhaps you might have found that out sooner or something. But this time the thief got away.
We interrogated the hell out of that pig. What are you talking about? We did a great job.
Listen here, pig.
I'm actually alright with that one. I'm okay with this one.
So
You're
yeah.
all a bit incompetent.
This
but
is
it's
going to be
fine.
a lot of paperwork. A lot of paperwork.
So does
Just
everyone
another
go
day.
through the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sure.
think so.
Yep.
As they say.
All right. So everyone goes through the door, and again, like last time, everything goes black, everything goes white, and you hear all the pages turning. And then as you come to outside, you all sort of like boom, land onto this hard floor of the library.
No, we put the Tupperware. Not the Tupperware.
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 Land on the tarp.
We put the Ziplocs down, so you land on the hard floor. But though there is a tarp, it's still a hard floor. You land down, and then you see other people get shot out as well. Where you see the janitor, who is now in one piece. You see the real librarian and the old lady behind you, and then as you all sort of come to,
still naked.
Yes, the librarian is still. I mean, he's not completely. He's not naked. He just had like his undershirt on and his like shorts and stuff.
Wrap him in the tarp.
But then the book, as it spits you all out, it goes and it shuts with the gem in the lock, and it falls to the ground.
Somebody should take that and drop it in a well someplace.
I can do that.
Reach into my pack and get like a very careful, like, don't touch this type of medieval Ziploc.
Police evidence.
Put it around.
Yeah.
And the doors sort of burst open, and you see Captain Tanaka and the magistrate sort of like run in with a couple of the watchmen, and they're like, "What the fuck's going on in here? Ah, jeez!" And you see Captain Tanaka kind of come up. He's like, what the? Well, I guess, is everyone all right? What's going on?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
All
we're
right, Cap.
fine.
What happened? I mean, you guys like just went in there and I heard a bunch of crazy loud noises.
Hey, Captain. You need spare a man or two to escort Petunia here home. She lost her glasses.
Yeah, sure. Gills, Jason. He just like waves over to the officers. He's like, "Oh yes, I lost my glasses. Please, you cannot find them." And they're like, "Don't worry, ma'am. We'll get you home safe." And she's like, "Oh, strong, nice boys." And they sort of like escort her away. And Captain Tanaka's like, "What the hell happened?"
I put my sunglasses on and I say, "Captain, we read a really good book."
And we see like a really cool like the show's going to end, and then it zooms back. He's like, "What the f*** are you talking about?"
No,
All right, I got this, guys. I got this.
Right. Yeah.
So, once upon a time, and then I start going into it.
And I feel like after you finish explaining, the Captain Tanaka's just like rubbing her face. She's like, "Jeez, Arcus above, that's a lot to take in." And the magistrate is like, "Well, I'm glad everything worked out in the end." And as you're all standing there, you hear a little rumbling coming from the library, and then you see some yellowish green sort of like magic sparkle out, and then someone appears in the room, and you see this half pirate, half sailor looking person with a hook being like, "Has anyone seen a whale by the name of Moby Pan?" And then we cut to credits. And that is where we're going to end the story for today.
Just another day in the S.V.U.
Yeah, baby.
So it's like, oh no, more stuff on the horizon. Uh-oh.
Moby Pan, my
continued.
favorite book.
Or
Without a
it
giant
would
dolphin.
have either been Moby Pan or Peter Dick. So I guess your choice. I feel like
I don't
Moby
see
Pan is
why.
more recognizable than Peter Dick, and he was like, "Oh, it's Peter Dick jokes." So, what is the phrase? Or actually, no.
Elf stuff.
Apollo and Dave, anything to plug? Where can people find you? Yeah. Any sort of like.
That's right, I'm a real person.
Yeah. Any sort of like final thoughts for this
Flynn,
crazy
what?
adventure?
I mean, again, thank you for having
Of
me.
course, joy to have.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Apollinaires, where I draw. I'm an animation person, but I do commissions as well. And yeah, this was lit. Thank you so much.
They do
Make
amazing
up your mind,
work.
are you a real person or an animated person?
Okay, no,
That's the question we ask ourselves every day, Dave.
Sure is.
And Dave, where can people find you?
You can find me over on YouTube or our website or anywhere else, pretty much else as Nerdarchy.
Amazing. And
Thanks for having us on.
Of course. It was wonderful to have you all on, and I hope you all had a fun time. So what is a phrase that we can end on for today, y'all?
Elf stuff.
Elf stuff?
Elf
Yep.
stuff.
All right, everybody.
stuff.
So on 3, elf stuff. 1, 2, 3. Elf
stuff.
stuff. All right.